And Rhyzohm goes, yeah, it's just like, this is the absurdity of the human condition, man. Yeah, we just like create meaning wherever we can. You know, man. It's just like, it's not, if it's not for you, it's not for you, man. Like, you literally could not make a better moment than this. It's just so good, man. Let's watch. Let's see what happens. Sorry, yeah. Will, you've got to, Will, I'm sorry, you gotta get out of here quick. We've got Long Neck backstage. He's coming on any moment. I literally didn't hear this bit. I didn't hear him mention it. If that happened now, Kuihman would do 10 VODs about it. And then he explains a timeline.
Rhyzohm was like a massive clout shark, right?
Massive.
He was like a crazy clout shark.
He's like a clout megalodon. So, not many people will have seen this. Because compared to Chud's usual viewership, he was only on like 150. So like a tiny percentage of Chud's audience saw this live. But Chud actually revealed some secret lore at the very end of this stream, okay? Chud actually revealed some secret information, top secret ancient information during this stream. I want to go over it. I want to fill in some of the gaps, talk about the history on this, because it reminded me how great all this is. So where is it?
Woken up and there was like clearly there was people talking in a way that made it clear that something had happened.
Okay, somewhere around here. Guys, do we all know a fella by the name of Rhyzohm? Do we all know a big fella, a huge fella by the name Rhyzohm? Emphasis on big, emphasis on fella. Yeah, so, Stylo, Chud has revealed an ancient piece of lore, an ancient story, buried for a long time, of what happened at TwitchCon. Finally, the questions are answered, finally. Now, he hasn't revealed everything. I understand why. It's fine. We know what happened with Rhyzohm. We have got the Rhyzohm TwitchCon story, why the fallout happened. So guys, we're gonna quickly, I think, familiarize people. So Rhyzohm is a big streamer of about 200 average viewers, where he has been stuck for the last 5 years. You can see here, actually, he's speaking to Not So Erudite here.
Community gifters help save more.
They just like shill constantly and like shame you to give money all the time.
You can just do it quick though, you know, like if you're talking about something, you can just quickly be like, hey, and if you're in chat and you haven't subbed yet, you know what I mean? You can just do a quick one.
So this is Rhyzohm.
Full on.
Okay, this is Rhyzohm. Right here. And he got his start in streaming, really. The way Chud and other people found him was because at one point, I believe Hassan was saying the word cracker. I say that in a academic sense. I say that academically. But he was saying the slur cracker for white people. And obviously, Destiny had a little spurg out where he was driving along. He was on a road trip with Melina. And he did some clips where he's spurging out, going like, why can you say this about white people, not black people? Why can you say cracker and I can't say... And he was spurging out and having this whole moment. And it became a big drama. And Hassan ended up speaking to, I think it was Myth, who's another big streamer. And then he had a debate with Rhyzohm about whether you should use slurs for white people. And obviously Rhyzohm was saying, no, Hassan, as your large black friend, I'm telling you, no, don't do it to white people. If you don't want to, don't do it to white people if you don't want to do it to black people. No, it's not good. It's never okay to slur, Hassan. Yes, Shiloh, exactly my thoughts. I wouldn't say that, but exactly my thoughts. And after that, Rhyzohm received the coveted, the rare Hassan raid. Okay? Now, Hassan never raids people. This is known. This is a known thing with Hassan. He never raids people. He only raids his own waiting room. He never raids other streamers. I assume like he doesn't want to associate himself and, like, you know, have the baggage and shit like that. And he's, you know, wants to keep his image clean and all this shit. So he never raids like, any of the Mike from PAs or the Denims or any of these people. Because he probably doesn't want too much of a close association like that. So he doesn't share it around. But Rhyzohm did get the raid. Which was a big thing. And this is going to come up later. This is pretty important. But that led to basically Rhyzohm meeting all the political streamers, all the DGG people, all the lefty people, started talking to Chud a lot. And he would go on Chud streams. Okay? And we actually watched a Rhyzohm VOD recently. And now this would have been, I believe...
Dylan DM.
No, not this one. Where's the Rhyzohm spicy chat conversation? This one.
This is what I would say.
And I believe if we check... Yeah, so... Okay. It's November, October 2022 that Chud goes to TwitchCon. Dude, this is a fresh browser every time I open it, you fucking retard. Any goon shit is just what YouTube starts fucking recommending you when you search streamer shit, okay? Don't try and fucking frame me like that. Anyway, I believe it's TwitchCon this year that Chud goes and meets Rhyzohm and everyone. And they're sharing an Airbnb. I'm gonna play some of this from when Rhyzohm joins. And just get you a sense of like where the relationship was at leading up to this. So it's one of Chud's old lefty associates, right? And their relationship, if you don't remember, obviously a lot of people don't know the lore here. Yeah, he did that's when he did the face reel, yeah. Rhyzohm was one of the old lefties. So he really didn't, like, enjoy the sort of edgy, shitposting, ribbing, trolling. He didn't enjoy any of that. What Rhyzohm likes to do, Rhyzohm streams, and we could go look at one at some point to show this. What Rhyzohm likes to do on his stream is he sits there, mentally AFK, watching conservative media. He watches like Fox News and Daily Wire, goes the whole time while he smokes weed. And whenever someone donates $5, it plays a random cat video on the screen. And that's his whole content. That's his whole content. Is like Seth Rogen laugh, smoking weed, playing Fox News, and letting cat videos roll. It's like the absolute most brainless dog shit in the world. He has been stagnant for years. He was stagnant even back here. I believe even back here he was less popular than Chud, and he has never increased in any meaningful way over the years. He is still stuck 200 to 300 viewers. But he would constantly try to scold, berate Chud and his community for going the wrong direction. There was a moment where he even, basically there was a mass purging, a disconnecting of the communities, where Rhyzohm decided he would ban everyone from Chud's Discord from his server, and he offered his mods ultimatums, where it was like, either you leave Chud's community or you're not my mod anymore, and this sort of shit. It was all very, very embarrassing. He was like totally spurging. But this was in the lead up to TwitchCon, really. This is in the months leading up. So let's play this.
Some of the people.
Me and Revolt were in the middle of something, so he might have been finishing that up.
Sorry, my bad. Hey,
No,
Revolt,
yeah.
how's it going?
Yeah.
When does Rhyzohm really speak? Let me skip.
Feels constricted by terms of service and stuff like that.
Okay, but can I just posit something? When it comes to your brand, all you're doing is saying, my brand is one where your borderline bigotry is okay. Bring it in. I want that
Chud's
here.
brand since day one, by the way. The only
That's
reason people watch Chud is for that.
I'm talking to Chud.
I mean, I can answer the question for you.
I want to hear Chud's reaction, not your dumbass Travis reaction.
Yeah, here he is. Here he is. This is DK arguing with Rhyzohm here.
Okay, bring it in.
That's
want
been
that
Chud's
here.
brand since day one, by the way. The only
That's
people,
cool.
the only reason people
shut
watch
the fuck up,
Chud is
DK. I'm
for
talking
that.
to Chud. I'm talking to Chud.
I mean, I can answer the question for you.
I want to hear Chud's reaction, not your dumbass chatter's reaction. I wanna hear
Everyone,
Chud's
all
reaction.
371 people in here right now know that the only reason people watch Chud is because he's edgy.
That is not true. I have people in his chat literally asking me to advocate for him to take away spicy chat. So speak for yourself, dude.
Yeah, well, we can ban the soys.
Okay, so can you shut
Yeah,
up
the
now,
power.
DK?
DK,
So, Chud,
come
what
on,
do
let
you
me
think about that
respond.
analysis.
All right, go ahead.
Sorry, DK distracted
DK
me.
acts like this motherfucker knows about content creation because he likes to say retard.
You know, I have
Holy shit.
more. I had more average viewers on Twitch. Than
Oh
you,
my
you know
God,
that,
can we
right?
I don't care
Right.
about the dick
Get
joint
him.
test. Just
Oh
shut
my
up.
God.
Try
Hey, I
making
know
sure
way more about it than you. You.
Holy
Let's just
shit,
chill.
you
Let's
do
just
care
chill.
about it
Whoa,
'cause
whoa,
you-
whoa, 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 whoa! Slow
DK,
down, slow down,
Shut the fuck up.
slow down.
I'm
Okay.
Dude,
talking
let me.
Chud.
Okay, does anyone, if Bog's listening, if maybe DK's kicking around, or anyone, does anyone have archived the feeder stuff? Does anyone have the feeder drama archived? The Rhyzohm feeder drama? Or is that completely lost?
Let me
Dumbass.
listen to what Rhyzom's got to say. Okay. Sorry, Rhyzom. Go on.
Okay, well, yeah, I think you understand. Like, you're associating your brand with bringing in people who are just trying to look for a safe space to practice their borderline bigotry. And the idea of, like,
No, it wasn't a video,
well,
no.
they're going to learn, they're going to get educated. It's like, at what cost? Like, what, you can just DM them. You can delete the message. You could be like, hey, this is why this isn't okay. We can talk one-on-one if we want to. You have a mod team for that. You don't need to, like, have your community do that. And it doesn't seem like your community wants to do that. It seems like some people are like, yo, this chat should not exist.
Wait.
But the thing is, I think people.
No, it does exist. It does exist. It does exist. Wait. I have it. Oh my god. Yes, this is perfect. Okay.
Understood, because this is why, you know, one of the reasons we've wanted to step in and kind of it's supposed to be somewhere where it's like just a bit more flexible. It's not supposed to be a place where you can come in and post some fucking transphobic meme and cut it off and it's okay. So that's why we took like a, you know, a strong line on it. If someone was posting a meme and they were criticizing it or discussing it, that's fine, that's one thing. But if you're posting a meme which is pretty explicitly transphobic to provoke a reaction and to push boundaries, well, that's another. And I'm not really looking to have people like that, you know, use the chat in that way.
Yeah, but doesn't spicy chat just invite that, is my point, right? Like, you
Not
can still
necessarily.
have that. You can still my advocacy is you can still have that in your community. You can still have edgy memes, but cordoning it off says this is where the bigots should go. And also, it feels like, because like you're not somebody who has a lot at stake in this, it feels like these are just fun issues to discuss when like there's shit at stake for people when it comes to these issues.
But the thing is like, you know, I want a place where people can go, and the main
you want
reason,
a place you want a place where misunderstood borderline bigots can come in and post shit.
No, wait, mate. Why the fuck are you saying that? No, why are you putting this on me? I don't believe that at all. Where the fuck are you getting that from?
Then tell me what you believe, because that's on the outside looking in, what it seems like, dog.
Okay, well, you've got totally the wrong idea about this. We've not even fucking spoken
Okay, so
about
correct
this.
my idea. Yeah, correct.
Well, yeah, but why the fuck are you just stating it like that? That's not what I think at all. That's
I'm
insane.
telling you what it seems like. People can
Well,
have
yeah,
a perception of how things
There's a bit of
seem.
truth to that.
And when you defend spicy chat the way you do,
This is very
it
gay so
seems
far. Yeah, it was. It was incredibly gay. But this was like literally. Okay, you have to understand. This was literally. This was fighting for our lives back then. Okay. This was like, yo, because when you're, you know, just Discord shitters, and some fucking asshole fucking streamer, 200 viewer, 250 viewer streamer, starts coming in and saying, your Discord channel's got to be shut down. You've got to all be banned from this Discord. Your Discord channel's got to be shut down. Like, you're fighting for your life at that point, you know? That's how it goes. That's how it goes. That's how it is. And he thought, you know, he was obvious. It was obvious what was happening, right? He's coming in. He feels threatened by this, like, emerging little community. And he came in trying to, like, big dog it, pull his, like, you know, connection to Chud, and try and lean on that to get him to, you know, mold his community in the way that would benefit Rhyzohm the most, right? That's obviously what's happening here. It's like, oh, this isn't going to benefit me. This is going to hurt me. This is going to be a problem for me. Stop that. You know? This isn't a beneficial thing for me anymore. This isn't something I want from this connection, so you've got to stop it. Yeah, and flexing on DK, totally clueless. Yep, Jeff Holiday comes in and does the same thing as well. But this was like one of the first signs that Chud and Rhyzohm were gonna have a huge fallout. So this is June. We're gonna watch a little bit more of that, but I'm gonna go on to the next dot. Okay, this is gonna be the Rhyzohm recap.
Like, you really think it's a beneficial thing to have borderline bigots come into space and have their minds changed? That seems like what it is.
It's
so
nothing
you tell
to
me
do
what
with that. It's literally nothing to do with.
So
I'm
tell
thinking
me what it is. Right.
Okay,
So tell me
fundamentally,
what it is.
okay.
And then there were all these like so many side dramas and weird little things happening at this point as well. Just like these gay fucking losers, like Dr. Jellicle was this one Discord guy who used to be a mod for Chud, who would just like put out like vague doxing threats against like me and DK and shit. And like Sut was like on Rhizome's side basically, and like would overwrite Chud's moderation decisions. Like Chud decided to unban forever, and Dr. Jellicle immediately rebanned him and shit like that. Just like did like retarded shit. Was a total spurg, desperately trying to cling on to his clique in the community for the whole Forever Wild thing. All that. There's so many little side things where all these people basically shifted over to Rhizome's community, and now they're not over on Rhizome's community anymore. Now no one's in Rhizome's community.
Go ahead.
I'll tell you, fundamentally, what it came down to originally is that people wanted to use certain language, right? Certain less serious slurs, like, say, retard, and they wanted to use it, and they kept getting in trouble because they were using it in the server. So I thought, okay, well, let's have somewhere where it's a bit more stripped back, and we're just really hardcore going for, like, you know, terms of service, say.
It was literally just the R slur.
I mean, yeah, that's what it really came down to.
Wait, Jimmy, what are you asking? Wait, Jimmy, what are you asking?
You know, plus maybe
Well,
some
it doesn't say
other
R slur
things.
chat. It says spicy chat. What do you think people interpret that as?
Well, they
I mean, you
ask
could
me
even
if
just
they really
ask your
wanted to
chat
know.
right now. Like, well, let's ask chat right now. Chat, do I have a point? Give me a 1 if you feel like the way that I'm feeling is valid and is a perception that other people might have of the community. And give me a 2 if you think I'm just toying out. Like,
So, Rhyzohm,
oh, look how many
There's a lot of
ones you got, dude. Like, wow.
There's a lot of ones in
streamer
chat.
appeals to chat and gets the number they want. Crazy.
Wow,
So-
yeah, appeals to the community that this Discord is a part of. Holy shit. Shouldn't the community be posting a bunch of 2s then? Isn't this, you know what I mean? Like,
The
wow.
community just wants whatever brings the most spice. Obviously.
Rhyzohm.
Okay, that's the dumbest take.
Wait, how is that the dumbest take? Please indulge me.
Because the community wants to hang out in the Discord and feel like it's a place they want to hang out. So those are the people who are posting the ones, you dumbass.
And they can do that.
I don't know
That's
any
the
of
whole
these
point
people
of the
posting
thing.
ones.
They can do that in
That's-
general chat.
Exactly. There's a general chat, and there's a lot of, it's like super active. There's a lot of people in there, and there's a lot of people in there that don't come into the spicy chat. And the thing is about spicy chat too is necessarily not looking for bigotry or racism or anything like that, but it's the point of like being able to have a contentious debate that's not going to be like dissuading to other people that will just want to be hanging out, right? You
really think that impact is more significant? So you think Kuihman, who you were telling me was like super transphobic, Kuihman, are you better now?
Oh, wait. Is the bet here? Have we had the bet yet?
Are you left?
What?
Like, where do you, how have you been convinced, or are you still just on the same page? Like,
I've never been super transphobic. That is the biggest cap I've
okay,
ever
well,
heard.
I'm getting this information from Revolt, so.
I'm like, the most you could say is I'm like transmed, maybe.
Okay, well, that is transphobic, so there you go.
Okay,
You
well,
just
that's
explained it.
That's hard cope, sure.
Okay, all right, dude.
So,
Chud, I think if you really think this is unanimously a good idea to have a spicy chat and harbor this kind of community where this shit's gonna happen, go for it. I think it's a brand risk, and I think all you're doing is placating people with borderline bigoted beliefs in your community to have a safe space to post those beliefs and then justify them after the fact to everybody else who has a problem with them.
Okay, well, I guess what I'd ask, Rhyzohm, is have you ever looked in spicy chat?
Yeah.
What have you seen that's bothered you?
Well, what are you talking about?
Well, you seem to have like this perception of what it is. So, what have you seen specifically in
There
the
were
spicy
2
chat
memes
that's bothered
specifically
you?
that I can point to if you really want me to. So the one you
Yeah, please
posted
do,
today,
yeah.
obviously, is bad. You have a problem with it too. But there was that dude from before who came in there and was posting women who were like from indigenous tribes in response to people and just like posting that as a meme.
He was
okay,
banned
what is
within
that?
like an hour, literally.
Okay, you still invited that in the Discord. I don't understand.
I mean,
Wait,
someone could
what?
come and someone could come and post that anywhere, right? Like, you know, people are gonna still come in and abuse the rules. Someone could come in and go into spicy chat and type out like the N-word hard R, and you know they'll get banned for
Right.
that.
So I guess I have no argument. I guess I'm being oversensitive. I guess people aren't.
Wait, Rhyzohm, why are you
spicy chat as a
I'm
place
not.
for potential bigotry?
I
I
feel
mean,
like
do you
you're
think
getting
my
angry with
argument
me
has
for.
merit or no? Do you think my argument
Wait.
has merit or no? That's all I'm trying to get you to agree to. Do you think my argument has merit or no?
Yeah,
The way
he's
you
such
framed
a
it,
pussy
no, I
here.
don't think it does. I think that
Okay,
there's
that's
definitely
it then.
concerns. No, wait, no, Rhyzohm, I feel like you're acting a bit childish here because all I'm doing is responding to you and you're getting all fucking angry about it. And I'm like, bro, I'm just trying to respond to you.
I
I'm
just
trying
feel
to
like it's a
respond to you.
very straightforward thing for brand building, man. I really do.
So,
Right, okay.
Rhyzohm, I have a
Not
question
everyone's
for you.
brand
But-
is the same
Wait, no, wait.
sanitized thing.
No, sorry. Let me just respond. Sorry. What I want to respond.
Yeah, everyone, especially people like Chud and I, are trying to grow, which means that we have to some extent, something marketable. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think you guys market the same thing. I'm sorry.
But wait. No, that's okay. All I'm trying to say is that like, yes, there's been some issues with some of the stuff that's been posted. It sounds like some of the stuff we've dealt with already. Obviously, people have come on and convinced me that I'm wrong about this forever person. I need to go back and look in more detail myself to see if what people are saying are true.
So let's have a look. Where's he at? 90 days, 240 average viewers last 90 days. Let's see. What does he look like over time? Like, when was this? This was what, June 2022? So where's he gone since June 2022? So he was like back in October 2022, he's around like 100 average viewers, like almost 200 average viewers. And then what, he's up to like 200 pretty consistently in the middle of 2023. And then he's kind of started going up here in the last few months. He's getting up towards 300 viewers in the last 266 average in the last 30 days. That's not too bad after 4-5 years of trying, right?
True, because yeah, the idea isn't that you just go in and post provocative memes to push boundaries. The idea is if you want to have like a conversation about, say, trans people in sports and it's respectful or whatever, that's fine as long as you don't use slurs, etc. You know, I wouldn't even have a problem if people want to go in there and discuss like the idea that, oh, doctors are, you know, transing people or something like that, as long as it's done in a respectful way without slurs. So, you know, those kind of conversations I think would be fine to have in there. But if people are just posting memes and shit, then yeah, that's not really on.
Listen, I just hope you get what you want out of it. And it seems like a lot of people in your community are very, very much against the idea and feel uncomfortable by it. There were people adding me before I said I was going to come in here.
I can't do funny cat memes, but I've got I can do this. Dinner so talented. Oh, dinner so talented. Oh, so much talent in this dinner.
We had all the ones in chat just there. I don't really give a fuck about how many people are saying that I'm soying out right now, because all you guys are looking for is just a space to post your spiciest shit. Who gives a fuck about you? I give a fuck about Chud and the image that he has and how whether or not he can continue doing his shit.
So, Rhyzohm, question for you, or a couple questions. So, one.
Yeah, I was
do
going to
you
say something a minute
think
ago.
That it's so recently Spicy Chat is now opt-in, right? Do you think that helps at all? Does that change?
Oh yeah, no, I do. That definitely does. That is a good move. I do agree with that.
And then,
Oh yeah. So Rhyzohm says it seems like a big part of your community don't like this new chat. So the context there is that there is a small sect of this like Dr. Jellicle, this Forever Wild person, all these other people that are part of Rhyzohm's community and part of Chud's community. And they keep going to Rhyzohm, in private, mind you. Like, in private, in these, like, secret Discords and shit. Like, not just talking in public, but going in private to this other streamer to go, oh, they're so mean in this new chat. They're so mean in this new... So, Rhyzohm, you need to tell Chud to stop letting these mean people into his chat. It's making us uncomfy. Endlessly. Over and over again. Because they just couldn't, like, hold their turf in a Discord, basically.
two, and only because I'm pretty sure you have it. Like, so in Spicy VC, there's a couple other people that I won't drop names, but are the line crossers in the server. When they come in,
well, Max, look, Chud has just revealed new info about Rhyzohm, so we're doing the timeline, okay? We're going through the recap.
to Spicy VC,
I'm just getting to the bet.
they try to toe the line and whatnot. I would say that they pretty much always just get like shot down. Like there's one dude who, you know, is defending Chris Andrew and saying that everything that happened, you know, on Epstein Island was an okay thing. And I think that guy got BTFO'd like within the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, I
And it's
trust
like-
your read of it. I trust your read of that.
So don't you think it's like, I understand that you're concerned that it's going to get too bad, but it does seem that at least for the most part that it
No, it's not
absolutely
concerned
does.
that it's going to get too bad. It's when you read spicy chat, what does that mean? It means safe space for borderline bigotry or borderline posts. That's what that means.
But I think that's not. But the thing is, I think
What else
I
does it mean,
understand
then?
that
Just
it's
tell
your
me what it means,
impression.
then, yeah.
Well, like I said,
Sure, what
the
does it mean?
reason it originally came about was not for borderline bigots to come and post stuff. Like people that aren't bigots might like want to use the word retard, right? And I want to give people a space to kind of do that because I say it sometimes. I know it's a bit naughty, it's a bit cheeky or whatever, but like I want to give people a space to do that because it kind of reflects my community somewhat, right? Now, what I'm not looking for is, as I say, people to come in and post like a transphobic meme. Appreciate some people disagree with my decision, and I
want to get through
this
this
person.
Where's the
but
bet?
you know, that kind of stuff is not what it's there for. And there's probably been stuff that if I looked at it, I'd probably go, I'm a bit uncomfortable with that, and I might have taken action. And the whole point of like having a chat with the moderation team is really just saying, look, we need to just really firm to do that.
Okay, yeah, around here somewhere.
Yeah.
Yourself that's affected by. You know, I might take an issue with that potentially, and that some might see that as hypocrisy, perhaps. But the difference is that I'm responsible for my conduct on stream, and you and I'm subject to Twitch's TOS. And if I break it, well, that's kind of on me, right? I'm gonna fuck up my own life doing that. But if someone in my Discord does it and it goes down the wrong way and gets reported and it ends up having some impact on the server, well, that's gonna fuck a lot of other people over, and it's not just yourself that's affected by it, right? So there's definitely going to be limits on what people in the Discord can do versus, what I do. But that being said, I think the thing is like the blackface thing. I don't know if it's a great example of it, but it's just that sometimes, stuff that I say that is like maybe a bit offensive or people might get upset by, but isn't like super hardcore bad, right? I just want people to be able to do that in my Discord because that kind of reflects my community better. And the part I do agree with this, it's gone a bit too far, and there's stuff that I've seen in there now that I'm like, geez, I don't want that to be going on. And that's why we've got this new thing happening where people are getting moderated a bit more and people are getting pissed off, and it's like that's going to take some time to adjust to, and then we'll probably adjust back to a point where you still got a bit of leeway, but you can't, I don't know, post this meme or call someone a nagger, for example.
I will put money on it. In 6 months, spicy chat won't exist.
How much money?
So this is important, okay, guys? Very important piece of the puzzle here, okay, guys? This line.
This meme or call someone a nagger, for example.
Not that.
I will put money on it. In 6 months, spicy chat won't exist.
I will put money on it. In 6 months, spicy chat will not exist. Rhyzohm makes this bet in late June of 2022, okay?
How much money?
I'll put $100 on it. Who am I betting with?
$100.
DK.
Who is that? DK, I'll give you $100 if it's there in 6 months.
Gotcha.
That'll be sad if it's gone, honestly, because there's no reason for it to be fucking banned. And like honestly, most of the opinions that are in there are fucking not even remotely.
Like 90%
So-
is Destiny.
Yeah, so I say it's like Destiny Dick Riders. Anyway, that's what we wanted from this. So there is a bet made for $100 that spicy chat will not exist in 6 months in June 2022. Okay, very important stuff here, okay? So, the next piece we move on to is the next big drama between Chud and Rhyzohm, okay? Which I had up a moment ago, but I've now lost the tab. Here it is. Here it is. So here is a segment from Chud called Lock Up the Fatties, Rhyzohm runs from debate with Chud on feeding fat people. Now, how do we find this in the timestamp? Okay, switch some around here.
That will be critical of pro-anorexia content, but if you showed them this kind of stuff, there'd be more people within that would be permissive, if that makes sense.
So this is a segment Chud was doing about feeders, okay? Now, obviously, feeders are people who have a fetish. Usually a couple has a feeding fetish. Thank you for the membership. Thank you. A couple will have a feeding fetish, where one of them is the feeder and one of them is the feedee. And the feeder will keep giving the feedee food and make them fatter and fatter and fatter. Obviously, being fat has huge impacts on your physical health, and it's usually a sign of a mental health problem too. So the idea that you would defend content that suggests it's good to be a feeder or that promotes feeding when you have an issue with like pro-anorexia content, that doesn't really make much sense, really, does it? Because both of them are harmful in like the same way. So Chud's making that point.
That's fairly reasonable, right? I just think, yeah, I think the pro-ana stuff is sort of more criticised more roundly. And it feels like this stuff, I mean, the fact that it's still permissible on social media websites says it all to me. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure that pro-anorexia content is banned from a lot of websites. It's on Twitter quite a bit. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. At the very least, even if that's not correct, maybe I'm not right there. I think that people are going to be more willing to be critical of pro-anorexia content on the whole. I think you'll find more people that will be critical of pro-anorexia content, but if you showed them this kind of stuff, there'd be more people within that would be permissive, if that makes sense.
Of Donna. Donna is a woman that is over 500 pounds. You don't find that every day. I love her fatness, how her fat moves under her.
Okay, listen. Why did he pause on that?
So, wait. Do we just come into Rhyzohm content here?
Why did he pause on the Ness? Like, he didn't... I love her fat Ness. I love the pause on that. Why?
I want to see the chat as well.
How her fat moves under her clothes.
Yo, what is happening is, listen, this is how absurd the human mind is, right? This is how absurd the human condition is, right? Like, we are beings that try to, like, create meaning and find it wherever the fuck we can in our lives, right? It's just is what it is, man, you know? And it's not for everybody. But that is what it is, you know? For real.
Oh, I'm perfect.
Right? Like,
so,
we are beings that try to...
Imagine if someone said this about an anorexic person. Imagine if it's like Eugenia Cooney's there saying, I just love being skinny. I love being skinny like nothing else. I love just fucking starving myself. I love binging and purging. That's what I love. And Rhyzohm goes, yeah, it's just like, this is the absurdity of the human condition, man. Yeah, we just like create meaning wherever we can. You know, man. It's just like, it's not, if it's not for you, it's not for you, man.
Try to like create meaning and find it wherever the fuck we can in our lives, right? It's just is what it is, man, you know? And it's not for everybody. But that is what it is, you know?
Am I missing something here, or is Rhyzohm like at least being permissive of this?
For real.
Oh, I'm perfect, Tom.
How'd we get here? This is how we got here. This is how we got here.
Hey, thank you for the bits.
Chud just popped into my Discord 17 minutes ago and posted this. Do any of the soys here?
Yes, like Seth Rogen is literally what I'm going for, yes.
And it's feeding. He's going fishing, dude. I don't know what he thought he would find in my Discord, but...
I mean, listen, Rhyzohm. To be fair, Rhyzohm, you just basically fucking were permissive of this on stream. Like, yeah, if you're somewhat permissive of this, is it that surprising that, you know, I mean, obviously I did it before I knew, but like, I don't think it's that unreasonable to think that you might find people in your Discord that are willing to defend it, at least on a kind of misguided live and let live perspective.
Sub. Oh, I'm perfect. Holy. Okay, listen. There are certain things that as a vegan...
Like, so it's immediately obvious here, right? Also, Rhyzohm's a vegan and still that size, by the way. So Rhyzohm, it's immediately obvious that the reason Rhyzohm would defend this and not an anorexic person is because Rhyzohm himself is a rather large fella. He's a rather big guy. Quite a hefty bloke. Quite a sizable streamer. It's immediately obvious to anyone watching that that's the case.
Just like wish you could replicate. A baller-ass Italian sub? Fuck me, bro. There used to be this place, there's this place...
Am I... Listen, I'm sure the sub is lovely, but I'm more concerned about the dynamic of what's happening here. Surely that's the more pressing issue at hand, no? Am I going crazy?
Rhyzohm's just like, yo, that food looks so good, bro. Yo, that food looks so good, bro.
the name of it was now, but it was like you would spend $8 on a sub, and it was basically 2 small subs. You'd have you'd have a meal for the whole day, and it was so good, dude. It was like Boston Italian, so it's not like, you know, I feel like New York or wherever might have better shit, but it was the greatest, man. That's a grinder. Subs are toasted. I don't get technical with the sandwich talk up in here, okay? It's bread. It's got.
He doesn't care about this as much as me. I mean, like, I don't personally think you have to care, like, as such. But to me, if you're watching something like this, it's just surprising that your focus is, oh, look at that sub. And what we were saying earlier, it was like he was almost at least somewhat permissive of it, even if from like a live and let live perspective.
The things, you know, I know what flavor I'm getting out of this. I'm getting like some salty, acidic goodness, you know, complemented by like the fat of like whatever dairy they have on there. You know, like that's what I'm getting. I know what I'm getting. That's it.
It's your life. Do what you want with it. Yeah, but what if it's someone that where they're being fed, where someone is promoting the idea that they should eat to excess? Does that not trigger any sort of like, maybe like we're getting to the point of being in an abusive relationship then?
Feedies want to eat. They feel empowered about being large. They get attention for being obese. Sometimes validation.
There's no place that Donna feels more validated than the bedroom. Okay, I probably gotta pause this. They're doing this a photography session. I'm gonna show you his face right now. Here's him taking that picture. He's having a good time. He's having a good time, dude. They know how to have fun. You know, they know what they like.
Donna's body is a fat lover's playground. Okay, smile, relax.
Okay, I'm still smoking, but this is my face right now. Like, okay, there's some shit going on right now.
There's just more to work with between the cellulite, the stretch marks, the fat to push up.
He needs his weed, guys. Oh yeah, one thing I did miss out, by the way. After that conversation we watched between Rhyzohm and DK, I believe either that night or the day after, Rhyzohm joins Sunsoul's stream, and he immediately starts saying, he says, "Oh yeah, you know, man, I just woken up, I hadn't eaten, I hadn't smoked." And that was his excuse why he did so poorly in that conversation. Is that he hadn't had his weed yet, and he hadn't had his food yet. And so we just kept mocking it, going like, "Oh, me hungry, me horny, me no weed," shit like that. Yeah, exactly, Stylo. And just mocking the fuck out of him. So he was getting like non-stop shit. Yeah. The ISIS Rhyzohm, like there was like Jay Keith was making a picture of like Rhyzohm in like the position of like an ISIS beheading victim, his like face edited onto the ISIS beheading victim, except the ISIS were, instead of holding a knife to him, they were holding a Subway sandwich. Just like shit like that. They were just like non-stop ripping on this guy after that spicy chat conversation.
No, go thanks for the bits.
Posting like pictures of this fat orangutan and saying it was, yeah, just.
So he needs to have my belly as a center of attention.
Oh, okay, dude.
Simple thing like lifting her belly, that's very erotic.
We kind of sex upside down. He uses the headrest or the wall to keep himself in the right position.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Hold on, I gotta listen to that again. They went into detail, dude.
Just a simple thing like lifting her belly, that's very erotic.
We kind of sex upside down. He uses the headrest or the wall to keep himself in the right position.
Did they say they have sex upside down? And he uses a headrest? So I'm trying to picture it. I can't picture it.
Yeah, you need leverage because they're so big up front that if you don't have anything to push off against, you're not gonna.
Yo, he loves the logistics, man. He likes like the logistic struggle of this.
What's the word? Hit the spot. You know. Very nice. I think we got it.
Here we go. I can show you this again.
There's definitely power play going on, and they might consciously be aware of that and be accentuating that, or it's just a background dynamic that adds to the arousal.
I don't think it's a big power trip deal for me.
Let me ask you guys, like, do people have issues with it? You guys have issues with it? And
what's going on? I'm losing my mind. Do you? Am I? What?
Are your issues just, well, it's unhealthy, right? Because, like, that would be the main issue. Sure. But, like, you know, the absurdest shit, you know, it's just like we got one life, you know? You know? I'm on the fence about that. The thing is, it's like what I said before. I don't think you can really give informed consent to something like this, you know? But like, okay, we also cannot control how a human synthesizes meaning and significance and pleasure out of the world, you know? Like, what they derive.
Okay, but if there was a situation where a man was abusing a woman, right, in other circumstances, we would have an expectation that society would step in and deal with that, right? Like, this, to me, is a form of abuse. Like, how is it not? You have got a certain pleasure in doing something, and you're making your partner do it, or you're putting pressure on your partner to do it. They might be willing participants. I'm okay with someone consenting to be murdered. Okay, you're just insane. That's fine. Okay.
Pleasure from how that shit works, you know? So it's like, this is their life.
Yeah, so that's Rhyzohm in chat says, "I'm okay with someone consenting to be murdered." I see Bryce in chat as well.
Like, this, to me, is a form of expectation that society would situation where a man was abusing a woman, right, in other circumstances, we would have an expectation that society would step in and deal with that, right? Like, this, to me, is a form of abuse. Like, how is it not? You have got a certain pleasure in doing something, and you're making your partner do it, or you're putting pressure on your partner to do it. They might be willing participants. I'm okay with someone consenting to be murdered. Okay, you're just insane. That's fine. Okay.
Pleasure from how that shit works, you know? So it's like, this is their life, man, you know?
Her to turn on, and what that admirers dream about is the potential, you know, you imagine that this person's going to get fatter and fatter.
The bigger that I get, the more turned on he is.
See, that's where I feel like most people would draw the line.
Okay, but the problem you've got is, you said, what about that video we watched where the person did it and then got out of it and realized they didn't like it after? What about that circumstance?
Every morning.
And I get it. I know what you mean. Like, but maybe can you give informed consent to something like this?
When I have breakfast. And you know what?
Essentially, that's what the question comes down to for me, right? It's like, I believe you could.
I'm letting off listen, Rhyzohm, we should talk about this, because I think that there's situations which you're not taking into account where you're just like way more permissive of this than you should be, surely.
Yeah, bread, toast, the whole works.
I think the food itself is probably just a lead-in to what's going to happen after the food is consumed.
That is a... Okay, that was the best pause. Oh, I am so proud of myself right now. I am so proud of myself right now. Whew, that was the luckiest shit, dude. Oh, okay.
Because bear in mind, this person has got like a mental illness, right? They've got to have a mental illness. There's no way that someone can eat up to be this size and there not be some sort of mental illness at play. So if someone has got a mental illness, are you happy, like if someone was anorexic, say, would you be happy for them to restrict their calories and encourage that if they felt like they were happy?
Look at the breakfast. I was just like, let's look how big that. Look really quick. Let's look at that. Let's look at this breakfast. That is pretty big. What we got? We got 3. Okay, let's look at this. Let's enhance here. See, let's look at the hand situation too. We got a vertical. This is a vertical situation up in here. Okay, hold on. All right, what do we have? We have. Oops.
She says, I mean, we could, but you just think there are right and wrong to it when you're black and white about it. I address the arguments I think you'd make when going over this.
Have him feeding her a piece of toast, like a bite of toast, while she holds some toast with eggs on it.
But okay, but what if the person is consenting to be murdered is not of sound mind? What if they're mentally ill? What if they're mentally ill at that point in their life, right? What if they're mentally ill at that exact moment and some other remedy could be done to help get them out of it? What then? Like, do we still say it's okay to murder them? That consent is still acceptable? What I'm saying is, I don't think that this person can actually consent. Much like someone that's anorexic, I don't think can consent to being encouraged to eat less and less because they've got a mental health issue.
In a paper towel to protect from the grease smart move. Then
I mean, it seems like you want to talk, and that's fine. I won't bother you if you want to talk, that's fine. But I just think it's crazy.
4 slices of toast, plus, is this like roast beef or some shit? Who the fuck eats roast beef at breakfast? And then like another 2 eggs or some shit. Yeah, how many eggs is this? How many eggs do you think that is? This is a big breakfast. It's a big breakfast. He's eating like a pretty big breakfast though too. Like he's eating almost the same. Undercooked bacon.
It's on you to prove that fatness is a mental disorder. No, you fucking idiot. Fatness isn't a mental disorder. There's binge eating disorder, okay? Binge eating disorder is a disordered eating behavior where you eat abnormally large amounts of calories. And in these situations, right, I think that these people have found a way to have that enabled. It's like if someone's an alcoholic, right, sometimes they find people who are willing to go out and drink with them and they engage in an enabling behavior of that behavior which is a result of their mental health issues, right? It's the same situation here. Like, what do you mean?
Thank you, Malcolm, for the raid. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Racist comment from me? Where? Was it in chat or... That wasn't racist. Out of defending his brothers to the death. I'm talking about the fat people. That's not racist.
It's a big breakfast. It's a big breakfast. He's eating like a pretty big breakfast though too. Like he's eating almost the same. Undercooked bacon.
It's on you to prove that fatness is a mental disorder. No, you fucking idiot. Fatness isn't a mental disorder. There's binge eating disorder, okay? Binge eating disorder is a disordered eating behavior where you eat abnormally large amounts of calories. And in these situations, right, I think that these people have found a way to have that enabled. It's like if someone's an alcoholic, right, sometimes they find people who are willing to go out and drink with them and they engage in an enabling behavior of that behavior which is a result of their mental health issues, right? It's the same situation here. Like, what do you mean? If someone was anorexic and wanted to cut calories to the point of being insanely unhealthily thin, would you support a partner doing that in that situation?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. I did it again.
Hey, leave it a sub.
I saved my channel twice today. Okay, dude. Okay.
Mom every morning, yes, there is. He loves it.
I get to handle all this fat, this bounty of flesh that I love. I get to care for it. I get to wash it.
Oh, they're washing right now. He's a big boy, too.
Okay, but binge eating disorder, right. Binge eating disorder is a disordered eating behavior where you eat like ridiculous amounts of calories way in excess of what your body needs, okay? It doesn't, like, if someone is eating 10,000 calories a day, they have an eating disorder. Like, what is so fucking difficult to understand about this? It's like if you don't eat a sufficient, if you eat 200 calories a day and you lose weight and you get to the point where you're really, really sickly and skinny, you're anorexic. You have some, or maybe you don't have the perception in your head, but that's definitely disordered behavior, and there's a reason that you're engaging in that disordered behavior that isn't like explainable through.
Why did you let this guy design your logo if you think he's such a spurg at Kuihman? I actually don't know if you're joking. I'm assuming you're joking, but you could literally have just misheard Rhyzohm and Rhyzek and actually think they're the same person. I'm not sure.
Normal human activity, right? 5,000 calories a day, possibly it could be that would tip the scales, excuse the pun, of being an eating disorder. But I think categorically you can say at 10,000 calories a day, that is a disordered behavior for sure.
Bounty of flesh. Okay, just checking if there's anything. When Felipe goes off to work each day, Donna stays home working on her goal, on her own life goals. This is a nice little intermission Chud gave us.
5,000 is a lot. That's double. 5,000 calories is double what a man with a kind of medium health, like you kind of walks to work maybe, whatever. That's double what they need. I don't know if that would be... I mean, if it was every day, yeah, that would probably be an issue.
I get the sense that Chud's going to be, like, super English about this. He's like, what do you mean? Of course it's bad. They're killing themselves. What do you mean? It's bad. What do you mean? So, like, I think that's what's going to happen. Chud's going to be super English about it. I feel like most people who, like... It's like, for me, it's like what I said again. Like, we got one life to live, bro. You know what I mean? But I don't even think that that's the biggest offense because...
Okay, Rhyzohm, answer my question.
We got one life to live, man. That's why you should...
cut calories to the point where...
We got one life to live. That's why you should throw it away. That's why you should throw it away getting fat.
That you're eating 100 calories a day and losing all this weight and they were sickly thin. Would you support a partner egging that on and promoting that to them? Do you think that's acceptable?
Like, Chud's going to talk about his, like, informed consent health issues, you know? Did she say 1,000 pounds? What? Is that her life goal? Just to get big?
When it comes to dreaming about my weight, really there's no limit. I want to be 1,000 pounds.
That's, yeah, that's... See, okay, so
Chud just doesn't understand. This is normal over here.
That's where it's like what I was saying, where...
I just want you to answer the question. Would you be as permissive if this was someone that was anorexic, eating 100 calories a day, and there was someone, egging them on to eat even less, and they got pleasure out of the fact they were getting thinner?
I don't think these people are necessarily assessing the risk in the most healthy manner, right? Where, like, she's probably more motivated to gain that weight than is, like, good for her, obviously, right? Like, it's, like, at her own risk, she's gonna gain this weight. But, again, like, we got one life to live, man.
Like, just answer the question about the anorexia thing. Like, it's pretty straightforward, no?
What? If Rhyzohm thinks this, then he doesn't, and then why doesn't he defend and get in Discord? That's true. That's true. I cannot be clipped now. That is true, unfortunately. This is just an absurd, like, I'm not going to fight the fight as aggressively as, like, somebody who's opposed to it would. You know what I mean? Because I also kind of agree with them where it's like, dude, yeah, it's probably not healthy. I mean, it's probably not healthy. It's not healthy. There's a huge risk.
Yeah, your take is something along the lines of, like, we cannot determine how people derive pleasure from things, I guess, and we've only got one life, live it however you want. I think that's your take?
Well, and we don't know these people are, like, consenting without any sort of reason to want, like, any motivation to...
No, I don't think people have got a right to kill themselves, no. No, I don't. I think that there's a responsibility on the state to step in if someone is in a position where they're going to kill themselves to stop that from happening.
Right, like they're doing it like despite.
Listen, Rhyzohm, I'm not going to argue with you in chat, okay? You're fucking dodging this question because you know it's going to make you look bad. Because I'm pretty sure that you would have the same take about the anorexia thing, and you would probably be, have the same take if someone was anorexic, but you don't want to say it because it'll make you look bad.
It's like an addict, like they're going to just justify it to themselves even though they know how bad it is.
Like this person has got a mental health issue. It's undeniable.
But like, again, we got one shot.
I support Donna in her goal of reaching 1,000 pounds.
Because if you're saying this is an issue thing about consent and they're consenting to it, my argument to you would be that they're mentally ill and they're not in sound mind consenting to what's happening.
Ridiculous, dude. I don't think that that's a thing that can happen.
To us, her gain is a source of enormous...
Dude, all of this shit, enormous. All of this shit has just been her...
And then this guy's response is just, yeah, but like, man, you got one life, right?
Footage of her eating or footage of her looking at pictures of herself?
Sexual pleasure.
People who want to maintain a large size, they could be putting themselves in some serious health risks. And
Okay, why do we...
I'm dodging because I know how biased you guys are. You just want people to freak out and outrage over people's life choices.
So, yeah, he's saying he's dodging the debate. Haha, no, I'm dodging it because I know how biased you guys are. You just want to freak out about an outrage over people's life choices. That's not going to be me. Do I think it's bad for their health? Yeah. Do I think we should encourage it? Probably not. What are we going to do about it? So I yield at that fact.
Do you think that some people...
There should be no significant policy changes to try and address people who get way too fat? America should do nothing, actually. If people in America want to get fat, just let them get fat. Just let it happen.
People have got
you got one life to live, bro.
Via mental health disorders that they cannot make life choices themselves. Do you think that's a possibility sometimes? Like, do you think that there's ever a responsibility from, say, the state to step in?
Me and this doctor. Why are we saying could? Isn't it do? Listen, I feel like
you're just being wishy-washy.
Rhyzohm wants the Wall-E future for real.
Mate, that's not going to be me. Do you think it's bad for your health? Yeah. Should we encourage it? Probably not. What are we going to do about it? I don't know, so I yield to that fact.
You do, right?
Why are you being so fucking wishy-washy about this? Answer the fucking anorexia thing. If this was someone that was anorexic and they were eating 100 calories a day, would you have the same take if someone was saying, I think you should eat 50 calories less? Would you think that was okay?
Well, it's not a matter it's not a matter of you individually going around trying to stop people from being feeders. It's like the idea that you allow it. It's like you have no will or interest in finding policies that might fix the problem. Like Rhyzohm looks at it, goes, some people are fat, and throws his hands up. He's got no will or interest. Like Chud is saying, yeah, I think honestly, you should be like probably separate. If you're in like a relationship where one of them is like feeding the other to death, those people should be probably separated by the state. That's an abusive relationship. You should not be allowed to do that to someone. It's slow murder. And Rhyzohm's like, well, I just think they should be allowed to do that. You should be allowed to just slow murder your spouse. That's Rhyzohm's position. He says you should be able to consent to murder.
You've described here.
Plenty of people that are fearful that they're going to die from their physical condition.
That's gotta be expensive. No shit, look at this plate, dude. This is just like 50-piece sushi plate. Like,
there's plenty of people that are fearful that they're going to die from their physical condition. But what's interesting...
That was the most mild amount of soy sauce. I'm actually impressed.
Is why do they still continue to do it?
This is my point. The anorexic example strikes me a bit different. I don't know why. Why? Why is it any different whether it's anorexic or at 600 pounds? Why is that different in your own head? They're engaging in disordered behaviour, right? But even though I can't prove they've got it's certainly a sign that there's a serious mental health disorder there that needs to be dealt with, okay? If someone was fucking had a gun to their head, I'm going to fucking kill myself, we would contend with that, okay? And we'd fucking take them into different treatment.
The attraction or the compulsion is so powerful that they lose judgment.
I don't believe I've taken it to a zone that's unhealthy. My blood pressure's fine, I stay away.
Okay, you're literally fucking a moron, Steelman Penguin. What the fuck does Chud believe in if he thinks the state should have some control over eating habits? That is,
I don't think the state should have control over eating habits, okay? I am saying that sometimes, in extreme circumstances, the state has a responsibility to step in if someone is engaging in some form of disordered behaviour or some sort of mental illness that's putting their own life at risk.
From salt, I try to, modify it and try to have some sense of...
Wait, salt?
I said, yeah, that's bad and we should not encourage them to do that. I said it's just there in my last answer in saying about this. You just want to hit me being permissive. The problem I've got, Rhyzohm, is I feel like you're just, I feel like when you're talking about this, you don't have to fucking soy out like I am, right? But it just feels like you're kind of just throwing your hands up and going, well, live and let live. It's their life, right? And that's what's pissing me off is people responding to me going, well, people can do what they want, can't they? And it's like if someone is engaging in behaviour as a result of a mental illness that's causing themselves harm, no, I don't think they should be able to do that. And I think, state, society, whatever, has a responsibility to step in and stop them from engaging in the behaviour that's only happening as a result of their mental health issues.
About this.
Why else would someone eat 10,000 calories a day? Why do you think someone would eat 10,000 calories a day, which is about 5 times what your body needs, right?
Doctors deal in probabilities? Yeah, no, for sure, yeah. In most extreme feeder relationships, becoming immobile is the ultimate goal.
How do you get this person to sign up for the help you think they need? Well, the first thing that needs to happen, okay, is the fucking man in the relationship. Something needs to happen there. If there was an abusive relationship and a man was beating the shit out of a woman, right, the police would get involved and they would take steps through state infrastructure to split them up and deal with that so they don't have that issue, right? This is a similar thing. This person has clearly got a mental health issue. The feeder's taking advantage, okay? I think the fucking police should be involved. I don't think that this woman should be subject to this man's fucking whims to this level. I don't think that that person is actually able to consent to what's being consented to. And I think the police should fucking do something about it.
Oh, dog, okay.
Nanny state.
Oh my God. John and I discussed the idea of immobility, and immobility is a huge turn on.
The thought of being completely dependent on somebody is just totally awesome to me.
What you do is you send the fucking coppers in and you go, right, you fucking feeder bastard. Abuse. 5 years in prison. With her, you go, listen, you've been fucking basically abused to the high heavens here. We've got a facility here. We can come in and we'll give you healthcare. We'll sort the problem out and we'll get it so you're not fucking dangerously overweight after being fed by this nutter.
Get stuff out, how many toast?
Being completely immobile totally accentuates power dynamic, where the person who's immobile appears and can feel completely powerless, and the person who's feeding them can feel completely powerful over them.
Yeah, I'm foreseeing the future now. I'm foreseeing Chud's talk about this. Right, most of them just want to be bed blobs.
I just put in chat, just re-education camp.
Bed blobs anyway. So all of you defending them, you're just bed blobs.
Just make a whole dozen. The thought of having fewer responsibilities and doing less makes me feel great. It's my dream.
Whew, that's intense. That was exactly the video I was thinking of that I wanted to show you. Well, that's what feeders are. That's what feeders are. Yeah, literally, that's yeah. What's her cholesterol like? Apparently good. She said blood is good. So what does the defense really look like?
Blood is good. You might be able, at that time, when you're first getting to be that fat, to get a good blood result. But the problem is, the extra weight takes a toll on your body that leads to a fucking road where your blood isn't good. You are not going to be 600 pounds and have good blood in 10 years' time. That's a fucking impossibility.
Click for this. It's literally just what I said. We can't control how people derive pleasure from things in their lives, and we have one life to live. If people want to live it that way, who are we to say no to that if they want to consent to that? Then the question just becomes, are they in their right mind?
What if someone is so mentally ill they were slicing the fuck out of their arms? Will we just sit back and go, well, we've only got one life to live. We've only got one life to live. They're deriving some pleasure from it. Good luck to them. No. We go, okay, you are fucking harming yourself because you're mentally ill, right? Here's some medication. Oh, you're at a stage where you're a risk to yourself. We're going to put you into a facility and treat you until you get better.
The consent, or are they motivated to consent based on the fact that they derive a dopamine response from this shit, right? And
why is Rhyzohm not talking anything about mental illness and all of this? Why is it all pleasure? What about the mental illness aspect?
We can go back and forth on that. And then the other question is is there informed consent? But it's just who are we to say what pleasure people can derive from things in their lives? Listen, guys, I already bit the bullet. I said the guy that asked to be killed and eaten was fine. Okay, I already said consensual murder was fine. I bit the bullet. All right, you already got it out of me. Listen.
But no, this is not. Okay, there's more. But listen, if me and Rhyzohm do talk, there's a lot of other fucking bullets he's gonna have to bite, unfortunately, and they're not very good ones. They ain't very good ones. Okay.
I don't think there is any truth to good or bad, right? It's just what we make of it. And if somebody
yes, if a man, right, because of his own desires, is putting pressure on a mentally ill person to eat to excess to the point they need medical intervention, I think the police should get involved. Yes, absolutely, 100%. What is this? This is just a fucking obvious take.
If it's no harm to other people and it's something that people want to do in their lives, it's going to be really hard for me to be that's something they shouldn't do.
Okay. There's a form of eating disorder. Let me just go from the beginning, okay? So
there's Charmhole, famous from CNN. Charmhole in chat here. Rhyzohm is fat. 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 Okay.
There is a form of eating disorder called binge eating disorder, okay? And what that is when you eat, not just one day you're feeling a bit lazy and you get a takeout and you have 3,000 calories that day, and normally you have 2,000, okay? That's not what it is. It's when you have periods of insane, completely overboard calorie consumption to excess, right? And some of these people are eating 8,000, 10,000 calories a day, every day, okay? Every fucking day. So the problem is that I think if they were to go and get diagnosed, the doctor would diagnose them with an eating disorder, a form of mental illness, right? So the issue is, this person has essentially got an untreated mental illness, this binge eating disorder, okay? And then a man comes along who derives a sexual pleasure out of a woman becoming fatter and fatter and fatter. He engages with this person who's got this eating disorder and puts pressure on them and exerts influence to make them eat and eat and eat and eat to excess and basically enable their eating disorder to the point where they become, fat to the...
Okay, why time out Charmhole?
point of it being extremely unhealthy to the point of it being life-threatening, right? I think at that point, if it's done to excess, and this is being enabled...
And then Rhyzohm replies to DK. At DK Editing, why do you encourage that shit, man? Fuck's wrong with you? Not happy.
To that level, I think it's appropriate for the police to get involved because that woman needs to be fucking taken out of that situation, be seen by a medical health professional, and find a...
So DK replies, I think fat people should be shamed.
Pathway back to getting back to a healthy size. And that man should be fucking locked up for some form of abuse. That's what I'm saying. Okay? Does anyone think that's a crazy take? Does anyone think that's a really crazy take?
At Rhyzohm, why do you encourage people getting abused into an early grave? Fuck's wrong with you, man?
Like how I've laid it out there. Like, what is... Explain to me what your problem with that is. I've explained it A to B to C to D. Imagine if there was someone who was mentally ill and cut themselves, okay?
Who is worse? Right, who is worse, Rhyzohm? Me encouraging a schizo to call someone fat? Or are you encouraging people to abuse mentally ill women to their deaths? And Rhyzohm says, I'm out. We can talk about this later if you want, but I'm all good. Even before I get in the VC, I got mods saying I'm doing this because I'm fat. I got people in chat spamming random insulting shit like I'm all good, but I'm happy to talk at some point. Genuinely, if you're curious.
Yeah, stop doing the fucking stupid fat memes, okay? Fuck me, whoever's doing that. But yeah, we can talk later if you want. Okay, is anyone else coming on? Who's this? Ah, hello. Willpower, hello. You messaged me about this.
Hello.
Hello, how's it going?
Hey. I don't have a full disagreement, but I'm willing to defend the kink, but not necessarily the, like, binge eating 400-pound plus people, you know?
I mean, yeah, I've already said, like, if someone is just, like, it's a little lower scale element of it. That's one thing.
Yeah, so you'd be okay if someone went from, like, you know, like 150 pounds to 200 pounds and they
this
got
guy's
sexual
still
enjoyment
around.
out of that, you would...
This guy's
okay, yeah,
pass.
If it gets to a point, you know...
It's about the chat, really.
You can consent, no.
This drama ultimately is really just about DK in the end, okay?
If
someone went from...
Said, like, if... Okay, is anyone else coming on? Who's this? Ah, hello. Willpower, hello. You messaged me about this.
Wait, how? I'm going back. Whoops.
That's I think and
contention essentially.
Sure, I think that's absolutely. So yeah, I think.
On and let
him in a little bit.
How so?
It's towards
harmful behaviours.
So what if the guy has no self-esteem at all? They're in that person.
You know, the woman like an alcoholic. It's more so expensive
out there as well.
Resources going to be. You can't. You know,
we've almost got everything we need from this.
Getting so dynamic. Just has to need.
That equivalent of we could live.
Is get whatever. An abuse studies excessive illness. I think you'd have to say this. Very neat.
Yeah, me saying that's not the name of
potentially. Well, W reverse.
I'll just have some of them up.
Of people. Eat. You can.
Yeah, I think that's
3,700.
You know, sells forever.
But basically, Rhyzohm was very fucking upset about that interaction he had with DK here. And I believe he seethed about it for another few days. Possibly weeks. So, that's in, when is this? So this is August 2022. So this is like a few weeks after, or well, no, July 29th. So it's about a month after the spicy chat stuff happens, right? It's about a month later. And at this point, we're barreling towards TwitchCon, okay, guys? TwitchCon is coming up. And Chud, Rhyzohm, and a bunch of these other shitter political streamers at the time have all organized together. It's like Chud, Rhyzohm, someone else, I think Wick, maybe, but I don't know if Wick was actually part of the Airbnb if he was sleeping on the couch. I'm not sure. But they had an Airbnb. All these political streamers were getting an Airbnb together. Okay? Yeah, Supreme. I believe the Chinese dog was at the Airbnb as well. Yeah, I believe Chinese rapping dog. I think was there. But what else happened at TwitchCon? There was a bunch of stuff, okay? So many people will know the biggest drama from that TwitchCon was that Chud told a story of a party where basically Keffals walked up to Melina and said, obviously about Destiny, if your husband doesn't stop coming after me, I'm going to get his YouTube too. Because he'd just recently been banned from Twitch, I believe. And Destiny was actually at this TwitchCon. He was outside. Dude, we might actually... Do we have to go over every aspect of this TwitchCon thing? Who's got the Will in his channel clip? The TwitchCon... Not the bottle cap one. The Destiny and Zerka one. Who has the Destiny and Zerka Will in his channel clip? Send me that if you've got that. Max, if you can find that, that'd actually be a huge help. So, we get to TwitchCon. And tensions are high. Okay? Between the communities. Everyone hates Rhyzohm.
Tell a story about the partner party. There is a story I could tell, but, I mean... Okay, f*** it. F*** it, I'm gonna tell it, okay? Secret memes, let's f***ing go, okay? So, at the partner party, right? Basically, it was like me, IRI, you know, some other people, and Melina. Melina was there, right? Obviously, Destiny's wife, okay? Keffels was knocking about, right? She got brought over, and Melina and Keffels shook hands, right? They shook hands. However, there's more. There's more. There's more, okay? There's more. I've got a part to play with some Keffels thing, but this isn't... It's not as interesting as this, okay? It's not as interesting on this. So her and Keffels shook hands, okay? Now, the conversation continued, and Keffels was just kind of stood there, and everyone was just kind of having the little conversations as you do in like a circle or whatever, right? Then what happened was this, okay? Then what happened was this. Keffels went to go, and she went up to Melina, and she was like, she was shaking. Like, it was like she was so anxious or so angry, she was shaking, right? And she said, tell your husband, if he doesn't stop coming for me, I'm going to get his YouTube channel deleted. No fucking memes. That happened, okay? I'm not shitting you. That happened yesterday at the partner party, okay? And then she walked off, and everyone was just kind of like, Jesus. Totally normal behaviour. What did Melina say? I think she was just a bit taken aback, you know? I'm not trolling, that happened, okay? Well, to be honest with you, you know, because basically DK, obviously, you know, I take full responsibility, okay? I take full responsibility, right? But basically DK released a video, okay? I'm going to tell my own story as well. Fuck it, I'm going to do it, okay? I'm not going to be a pussy, I'm going to tell you about it, okay? So DK released a video called Keffels Sickening Ties to Homebrew HRT Site, okay? Right? Now, I know that Keffels knows this video exists, right? Now I'm going to tell you, I know that Keffels knows this video exists, right? Because she replied to a tweet. Gammy had shared it, because Gammy's fucking, like, got weird takes on this stuff, okay? But basically, Gammy shared a screenshot of it, okay? And Keffels responded to it. And obviously all the replies, because I saw it and I clicked on it. I was like, I wonder what people are saying. It's all like, oh, this guy just writes Destiny's dick, da-da-da-da-da, okay? Now, Keffels had seen it and had replied to the tweet and said, I wish these people would just leave me alone, da-da-da-da-da. And obviously I've not spoken to Keffels for ages, okay? So I thought, okay, well, I guess, you know, I guess that's definite confirmation of a burnt bridge, okay? So, anyway. It's actually Rhyzohm bought Keffels over, right? Okay? So Rhyzohm bought Keffels over. And, you know, I went to shake her hand, right? Just cordial, keep it chill, okay? Went to shake her hand, okay? No problem. We're at a party, you know, let's just fucking chill, right? And then she wanted a hug. So I was like, okay. And I just gave her a hug. I didn't know what to do. I was like, fuck, like, Jesus. I didn't know what to do. Because I was like, you know, I didn't want to like, make it weird. It's like everyone's having a couple of drinks. He was
bricked. Yeah, he was bricked.
But I was just like, hey. And that was it. We didn't speak, nothing. That was it. That was the only interaction we had. That was it. That's the thing is, I wanted to tell you the Melina thing first because that was funny. I wasn't sure where I was going to tell you that because it seemed like a nothing burger, but it's kind of funny. Okay, so there you go. You've got that meme as well. You got that meme too. Did you know who I was? Yeah, of course.
course. Anyway, listen, guys. Okay. Supreme's giving me shit about it all night. Supreme's giving me shit about it all night. Okay. So, how can you be... Listen, guys. Okay, it's not that fucking deep. All right. It's a party. Everyone's vibing. Anyway, listen. If you're gonna have a go at me for that, right? You should be giving 10 times more shit to Melina because she fucking shook her hand before she did the weird thing where she said, "Leave me alone, or I'll get your husband's channel deleted." Okay, that's way worse. Come on,
Max. Do you have that Twitchcon clip?
Me? Well, fuck it. I'm throwing fucking
it's on my
Melina
channel,
under the bus on this one. Fuck this shit. This is complete fucking bullshit. Anyway, guys, listen. Look, I know there's a bunch of autists going, "Oh my god, you coward! What did you do?" Da da da. Guys, okay, if you're in that situation, you'd have done the same thing. Okay, you can cope as much as you want about it, right? You can cope as much as you want about it, but you'd have done exactly the same fucking thing, okay? Because you're at a party, okay? You've had a few beers, right? Everyone's just chilling.
Okay, so this is like the basic. This was the big drama at the time.
Does anyone like dinosaurs? Anyone know the name of the one with the big dome head that they used to ram each other with? Pachycephalosaurus?
Okay, dude. So that was the big drama at the time, okay? That was the huge drama of TwitchCon. So obviously what everyone was talking about, and there were other clips as well of like Annie and Denims talking about it and shit like that. But there was other stuff going on at that TwitchCon, and we're going to explore that event as much as I can, okay? There was other stuff going on at that TwitchCon, and Will and his channel was a key part of some of the funniest stuff that happened. I believe I actually have... We do actually show him some of the clips here. In fact, dude, do I not have this Bug Squander Mega Drive? Dude, there was a whole Bug Squander Mega Drive? Will and his channel? Anyway, we have the stuff here.
I went to that fucking steakhouse and you weren't fucking there.
Dude, do you know what?
So we see what's happening. So this is Destiny. He's banned from Twitch at this point. He's outside TwitchCon. He spends a significant amount of his time just outside TwitchCon, like waiting to meet other streamers. And that was just how he was streaming. And Zerka came over at one point. So they're walking along. I think they're talking about like Wagyu beef or something at the time.
I went to that fucking steakhouse and you weren't fucking there.
Dude, do you
know
know
what?
what?
Walk across the city.
You know why Jill and I are mad at you?
Wait, is Jill your girlfriend?
Yeah. They charged me $700 and $750 for Wagyu, 2 plates.
Yeah, if you're getting authentic Wagyu beef, it's gonna be like $200 like per like 2 slices, like for a few ounces, yeah.
But dude, I had to like, I couldn't back down.
Yeah, no, you can't back down.
So there we go. Moving into frame.
Peering from the bushes of the distance.
You just snuck that photo of us.
You're good. It's a conference. That's what they do.
Okay, no, that's fine.
You're fine. I'm really weird. No, you're good. It's a conference. People are here to
catch
take pictures.
So you hear what he said there, right? So Zerka points out Will, who is like a Destiny, mega fan. Destiny and Mr. Girl mega fan. He's gone to TwitchCon to try and meet these people. Okay. And he's walking along, tries to take a photo. He's a wannabe photographer. And Zerka points him out and mocks him.
Yeah, no, you can't back down.
So there we go. Moving into frame.
Peering from the bushes of the distance.
You just snuck that photo of us.
You're good. It's a conference. That's what they do.
Okay, no, that's fine.
You're fine.
I'm really weird.
And then he comes over. He's like, pushing his hair out his face. Sorry, I'm like really weird. Sorry, I'm really weird.
There we go. Moving into frame.
Peering from the bushes of the distance.
You just snuck that photo of us.
You're good. It's a conference. That's what they do.
Okay, no, that's fine.
You're fine. I'm really weird. No, you're good.
This is Will and his channel. This is like a old lore character, niche character here.
People are here to
catch a predator as well.
How many people have you told that you are really weird to, Will?
I'm really weird.
How often does this happen?
Can you just drop it in my DMs if you can, Bug? I don't have a link to
maybe
it.
More often than I'd like to admit, probably.
You should stop talking about yourself like that. It's very weird.
How tall are you, Will?
Yeah.
Out of curiosity.
Not tall enough to fight you in an MMA fight.
Okay.
I'm guessing around 5'8", right?
Yes.
Maybe 5'7". You seem slightly shorter than Destiny. He's about 5'8".
Yeah, I think it's 5'7". I think that's what's on my ID card.
Okay.
I think.
Glad we got an answer on that.
Yeah, okay. No, shut the fuck up. Stop. I'm trying to disassociate with these negative things, okay?
Yeah, well, I would dissociate if Nick beat me in a debate every single time.
Oh,
too.
yeah, every single time?
The most recent
Oh, that
time,
aged
at least.
poorly. Yeah, that aged very poorly.
Class.
So,
Yeah. So, okay, I'm going to just go over this stuff, I think, here. But there's more that happened on TwitchCon to do with Will. Yeah, here. So, great photos are taken at the political streamer Airbnb here. You see Gappy V, old character, totally forgotten, worthless. Supreme, Wicked Supreme is here. ChudLogic. This is at the Airbnb. Here you see Will and Chud again, looking like the Sam Hyde photo where he's got his arm around that girl. Close-up image of the photo. Now, this is the key Will thing, and this is scenes from the Airbnb. The Airbnb I'm putting a lot of emphasis on, because the Airbnb is pretty important to this story. Okay? The Airbnb is pretty important. So let's watch this. So let's see what happens. This is a stream that happened on Supreme's channel. Okay? I'm going to give you guys some secret hidden lore context here as well. While this is going on, I am actually doing the thing Tommy accused me of doing. I am actually in Chud's DMs at this point. Because I'm awake late. And I see that Chud is sat there with Will. And I'm just like, dude, press Will about this. Press Will about this. Go after Will. Go after Will. Just shut like that at this point. And, dude, he presses Will a couple of times. But then this happens. And this is like you literally could not make a better moment than that. It's just so good, man. Let's watch. Let's see what happens.
That's very sweet. These people don't have any money.
I think I'm gonna grab one of those really quick and come back. Yeah,
Cool.
go for it.
$5.
Nice house, Chad. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, you're clearly a man for taste. Yes.
I donated all my money. Wait, have you got hype trains turned off? Why?
Because it seems corny.
Mate, okay. Is making money corny?
There are certainly corny ways to make money.
Okay, mate. I don't know why I bother with you sometimes.
I don't know what to say, man.
Anyway, mate, listen, you need to fucking... I mean, do you want to tell them about your idiotic things that happened?
My idiotic things that happened?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, you lost your fucking pass, didn't you?
Oh.
You had to pay $100 bucks for another one.
Okay, it's not super entertaining. I didn't have to pay $300. Is the pound that down bad? What the hell?
But no, the point I'm making is you had to spend $100.
Take up. Will's coming back.
Today, so we need $100 back now. Let's fucking go.
I left my pass. This is
oh,
not
back in.
I left my lanyard, my little pass, my Twitch, TwitchCon pass at the house. We were staying. I drove down to TwitchCon, realized I didn't have it. I brought everything else: gimbal, camera, fucking battery charger, everything.
Here he comes. Here he comes.
Right socks, right shoes.
You'll notice. He's carrying a bottle. He's carrying a bottle here. You'll notice. You see this? We all see the bottle he's carrying.
Camera, fucking battery charger, everything. Shades, right socks, right shoes. But I left the fucking.
Coming out, gonna come and have a beer with his new friends, ChudLogic and Supreme. He's finally made it into the DGG orbit with top tier DGGL generals, ChudLogic and Wicked Supreme.
I realized I didn't have it. I brought everything else: gimbal, camera, fucking battery charger, everything. Shades, right socks, right shoes. But I left the fucking pass at home, and I got there, and I had heard that they'll replace it for me.
Now what happens?
Pay, like,
what happens here? So he's opening the bottle. We see Will move to open the bottle. He's brought a bottle opener with him. Obviously, no lighter, not confident enough to do it with his teeth, whatever.
Something like that. And I was like, oh, 10, 20 bucks, I'll just pay it. I get down there, like, yeah, to reprint, we need to pay your charge at full price. I'm like, damn. They're like, yes.
And what was that? What was that I just heard? Can we run that back one more time?
Yeah, to reprint, we need to pay your charge at full price. I'm like, damn.
What's that noise?
Pay your charge at full price. I'm like, damn.
Did you hear that? And it just immediately, just like, like a fucking stealth failed notification goes off. Fucking Metal Gear Solid sound effect.
Get a reprint. We need to pay or charge you full price. I'm like, damn.
So, for anyone completely audibly challenged, what's obviously happened there is Will has walked off screen. Will has popped the bottle cap, and it has fallen on the floor on the decking of the Airbnb. Now, we don't see Will lean down to pick it up. He seems to come back pretty quickly. So we can only be left to interpret, with the information we do have, that what Will has done is walked off camera, popped the bottle cap, and just dropped the fucking lid of the bottle on the floor. In this fucking Airbnb that he's not paying for. He's not staying at this Airbnb. He's a guest for the little gathering. He's not staying here, but he just dropped a fucking bottle cap on the fucking floor of the decking for no fucking reason.
I get down there, like, yeah, to reprint, we need to pay or charge you full price. I'm like, damn. They're like, yeah, it's gonna be 120 bucks. And I was like, what about the partner half price discount?
Good question. Where's the bottle cap gone?
I left the fucking pass at home, and I got there, and I had heard that they'll replace it for you, and you gotta pay like a reprint fee or something like that. And I was like, whatever, it's 10, 20 bucks, I'll just pay it. I get down there, like, yeah, to reprint, we need to pay or charge you full price. I'm like, damn. They're like, yeah, it's gonna be 120 bucks. And I was like, what about the partner half price discount? And they were like, that's with the discount. I was like, fuck.
Pick that shit up, mate. What the fuck is wrong?
Dude. So this was literally, I was just creasing so bad watching it. It's like one of the funniest things, dude. So good. Holy fuck. Just like literally gets completely bitched out by Chud for dropping bottle caps.
They're like, yeah, it's gonna be 120 bucks. And I was like, what about the partner half price discount? And they were like, that's with the discount. I was like, fuck.
Pick that shit up, mate.
God damn.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Are you really grilling the shit out of me about that shit? Will, you're getting...
You're really grilling me about that? Holy fuck. Yeah, send it to me, Max.
What the fuck?
Discount. And they were like, that's with the discount. I was like, fuck.
Pick that shit up, mate.
God damn.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Are you really grilling the shit out of me about that shit? Will, you're getting kicked off the island. 2 votes. No, you should go downstairs and hang out with Gabby and all that. We're gonna talk about other stuff.
What?
Yeah, I'm kicking him off the island.
Why?
That's fine.
So then Supreme cuts in, okay? When you think it can't get worse. When you think it can't get worse. In response to Chud giving Will shit about dropping the bottle cap on the floor, Supreme goes, listen, Will, I think you've embarrassed yourself enough. Listen, Will. I think you have embarrassed yourself enough here.
No, you should go downstairs and hang out with Gabby and all that. We're gonna talk about other stuff.
What?
Dude.
Damn,
what the fuck is wrong with you?
So let's let this moment run again.
They'll replace it for you, and you gotta pay like a reprint fee or something like that. And I was like, whatever, it's 10, 20 bucks, I'll just pay it. I get down there, like, yeah, to reprint, we need to pay or charge you full price.
I love this clip, so I will go over this a million times. So
like,
we'll spend the next 20 minutes on this, trust me.
And I was like, what about the partner half price discount? And they were like, that's with the discount. I was like, fuck.
Pick that shit up, mate.
God damn.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Are you really grilling the shit out of me about that shit? Will, you're getting kicked off the island. 2 votes. No, you should go downstairs and hang out with Gabby and all that. We're gonna talk about other stuff.
What?
Yeah, I'm kicking him off the island.
Why?
That's fine, honestly. Can I? Because sometimes it feels good to hurt people. That's why.
Fucking okay. It's not my decision, mate.
That's fine. It's his stream.
Tell someone else.
You wanna say your channel name before you go?
Oh, yeah, it's all good.
Do you want to shout yourself out? No, it's all good.
No, you're not me, motherfucker. Just say your channel name.
And then Supreme's fucking big dogging him as well. You don't have 500 viewers like me, Wicked Supreme. I don't need to shout myself out. You do though, Will. You pathetic, embarrassing little fucking wimp.
Talk about other stuff.
What?
Yeah, I'm kicking him off the island.
Why?
That's fine, honestly. Can I? Because sometimes it feels good to hurt people. That's why.
Fucking okay. It's not my decision, mate.
That's fine. It's his stream.
Tell someone else.
You wanna say your
Sorry,
channel
yeah. Will, you've got to, Will, I'm sorry, you got to get out of here quick. We've got Long Neck backstage. He's coming on any moment.
Oh, yeah, it's all good.
You're not me, motherfucker. Just say your channel name.
It's Will and his channel.
Okay.
Appreciate y'all.
Okay.
And he does it too. And he doesn't even stand by the I'm not gonna promote myself. He fucking comes in, he's like, Will and his channel.
Will and his channel.
Okay.
Appreciate y'all.
He's just getting fucking ragdolled around, just totally fucking mocked.
Just say your channel name.
It's Will and his channel.
Okay.
Appreciate y'all.
Cool. Thanks.
Okay. Cheers, mate. I'll come and catch up with you later. Yeah.
Yeah, take your time, shit. I just feel like we need to be more intimate with chat. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I just want to start kissing, dude. And I
Mate,
feel like you would have.
That was fucking savage, man. Jesus. Mate, it's your stream. Listen, you're the fucking boss.
So
right?
my understanding is that after this moment, Will just leaves, okay? Will does not go and hang out with Gappy like Supreme suggested. Apparently, Will just walks straight out of the Airbnb and leaves. That is the story as I have heard it. That is what occurred. So, just a totally shameful Twitchcon showing. Yeah, I did it my way, dude. So, a totally shameful TwitchCon showing from Will between the Destiny incident of him trying to come over and get a picture, this happening. There was actually another Destiny moment, I think, where he came over to him before and spoke to him. I was like, hey, I'm Will. I don't have that one ready. I'm not going to go search for it. It's not that big of a thing. The other one was funnier. So moving on from Will, that was just a brief detour to show the Will stuff that occurred. There was more Chud stuff from this TwitchCon. So not only did Chud, obviously, I'm sure many people have seen the clip of Chud being accosted by a random black man in a car for using a gimbal. The black guy is mocking Chud using a gimbal. And Chud goes, What's your fucking problem, mate? What's your problem with me, mate? And almost gets shot. The guy's like, I'll whoop your ass. But there's this as well. The other, is it all with this filter? Yeah, okay. So, there's this as well. Jackson Hinkle and Infrared Haas decided they would lock in on the DGG group, okay? They would lock in on the DGG friendship group and harass them IRL at TwitchCon.
Get some friends over here. Come on, say hi.
Yo! Who's that?
I'm glad you came, bro.
Wait. This is what he actually looks like.
This is ChudLogic.
This is actually what he looks like. So the dude who was talking all that shit.
Hey, one sec.
You talk a lot about lol cows, dude. You're built like one. Okay. What is that?
ChudLogic.
Damn.
No
Look
shot.
at that.
No shot.
Yeah, there he is.
I knew you were fat.
This dude hates us, right?
Oh, that's cold.
And look at this disaster on his face, this acne disaster. Look, it's how relevant. Yeah.
You want me and you next to each other? Go ahead. Let's get a shot of me and you next to each other.
Oh yeah, you're taller. Oh no, he's taller. Oh no, he's taller. But look how weak he is. Yeah. Oh, you want to keep going? You want me to end the stream? You want me to end the stream? Yeah.
Oh my God.
Bitch.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
You're posturing.
You're in my shit.
We're having a good time.
Oh, you're having a good time? Then walk on.
What's your fucking problem, man?
Yo, walk on along. If you're having a good time, walk on along. You're having a good time. Okay, it's content.
What's your problem, man? Fucking manlet energy.
I'll give you
fucking
content.
manlet energy.
You fat bitch! Don't fucking talk about manlet this, manlet that.
Mate, you fucking.
You look like a fucking cow, dude.
You look like Jeffrey Dahmer if he gained 60 pounds.
You go have a good time, little bitch. You think I'm gonna be different in person?
Jesus, what's your fucking problem, man? There's no difference, bro.
Oh, there's no difference between what?
Hey, why don't you guys have your masks on?
Yes, we were.
Irrelevant.
Yes, we were.
Put your mask on.
Yeah, where's y'all masks?
Where's your Fauci ouchie?
Yeah, where's y'all masks, huh?
You fucking lost the plot, mate.
Oh, I've lost the plot. Wait, sir.
You
Are you gonna go on your stream and talk about how ridiculous House was and what a loud cow he was, even though you're built like one? What's that? You even got some titties on you. What's going on? You even got udders on you. You literally can be milked like a cow.
Were you flirting with like a 15-year-old or some shit?
The age keeps getting low. I get your story straight, right?
14-year-old? How low was it? How low was it? You remember that shit?
I think like 13.
13? Was that it?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Jesus, man. Why are you sweating all this so much?
Dude,
Where am I sweating?
So
Where am I sweating?
I'm the one sweating.
Yeah, he's. Why wouldn't I be?
This shit was so funny, man.
So I'm asking people about what they think of the banning of Infrared Show because it's Russian disinformation.
How many people have
and he takes.
to be able to talk about it? Everyone agrees never should have happened.
Yeah.
Never should have happened. Everyone. all the little
Ninja.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah. XQC agreed.
XQC was here. Everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They know who you are?
Yeah.
What do you mean? They're his biggest
Yeah.
viewers. What are you talking about? They're his biggest
Yeah.
viewers.
I don't know why you.
Why am I what?
Bro,
Why am I
Hassan
what? Are you good?
Piker.
Are you good?
Hassan
I
Piker even
detect
said he
a
shouldn't
little
have
bit of
gone
fear in your eyes.
This is the biggest
I do.
energy I've ever
I
seen,
do.
man.
I think I do. I think
Bro,
I
you're
do.
so fat. Shut the fuck up.
Is that you got anything
Posture
else?
what? Posture out.
You touched me.
What's up, guys? Now is actually a great time to remind you. I haven't showed all stream. Now is a great time to remind you. 523 people here. 81 likes on stream. Sometimes 440 people. Wouldn't mind please moving the cursor, thumbs up and clicking it, or pressing the thumbs up on the mobile device. That'd be hugely appreciated. If you want to take your support one step further, you can donate directly through the stream elements link in the pin chat message. You can also buy a membership to the channel, gift a membership to the channel, gift a whole bunch of memberships randomly throughout the chat. Buy a super chat, which will highlight a message and read out on TTS, or buy a super sticker, which is a YouTube image or GIF that will be highlighted in chat, and I'll describe it to you. You can go to discord.gg/Kuihman, twitter.com/Kuihman, or reddit.com/r/Kuihman. Also, guys, huge push recently for active engagement. Always be clipping ABC and post like hell. I know you'll post peacefully, but post like hell, okay? Clip streams, clip this stream, clip other people's streams. Run a Twitter account, run a Reddit account, run a Discord account. Be everywhere, be present, be talking, be posting. Okay, post like hell. I know you'll post peacefully. Okay, guys. Thank you, Max, for the 199. Hugely appreciate it. Thank you.
You got anything else? You got anything else?
You're gonna get fucked up.
Okay, let's fucking go. Right there, go on. Go on. Go on.
What you think
Let's
is
go.
gonna be
Your
different?
face fucking jiggles.
Let's go. Let's go. Well, let's see how much you jiggles when you fucking punch me. Let's see how much you jiggles when you punch me, bro.
You're the one who touched me. If you touched me
I didn't
again,
fucking
I'm gonna
touch you,
fuck
man.
you.
You already did once. Okay. Well, let's see. Go on. Right there. Take your shot.
Your face literally
Take your
jiggles.
shot.
Your face literally jiggles.
Let's fucking go.
Your face
Wait,
literally jiggles.
You were the first. You were the first person.
But I'm not gonna start anything. You're the one who just
Yeah, you did, because all the Uyghurs. Yeah, because you said.
No, this isn't a bit.
Oh, yeah,
they're actually
Oh,
just
yeah.
they're actually just pressing each other at fucking Twitchcon.
Haas should be fucking banned because of the Uyghur genocide. Yeah, that's what you said.
Oh, you called for his banning?
Yeah, he was the first one.
Oh my god.
He was the first
You're a
motherfucking
fucking
one.
CIA
Yeah.
plant. Calling for the Uyghur. You believe in the
Yeah.
Uyghur genocide? You talk about the Uyghur genocide? You actually believe in the fucking Uyghur genocide?
Yeah, we get Russian money, right?
Hey, let's send all our money to
Where's your evidence?
Hey, listen, man. Where's your evidence I get money from the CIA?
I didn't say that.
And your boy did.
I said you're a CIA
but
bot.
you did.
You're
But
an
you did
NBC
say we get
CIA
Russian
bot.
money.
You're
Hold
an
up.
NBC CIA
But you
bot.
did.
NBC
You did say we get
CIA
Russian
bot.
money. You did say we get Russian money. What's up, John? Appreciate you, man. You did say we get Russian money, didn't you?
Yeah, it is very funny given that Hinkle is like the most blatant Russian asset and everyone just sees it very openly. That they were getting so up in arms about this.
And we're unregistered foreign agents.
Say it one more time for the
Yeah.
camera. Say it one more time for
Don't
the
you
camera.
look? Don't you feel like a dumb bitch? Don't you feel like a dumb bitch for saying that shit? Don't worry about it.
Where you at?
Oh, I'm on Rumble.
I don't know why you're so aggressive.
Oh, but you thought in person I'd be nice. We're gonna be best friends in person. That was before all that shit started, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. Matter of fact, when I was nice to that Destiny kid, he went on stream and said, "Oh, Haas was different in person." I'm not different in person.
Because
I didn't. Because at the time I didn't have a problem
You're
with it.
calling for people to get deplatformed.
Yeah,
and shit. Like, what the
that's
fuck
where
is
we
up
draw
with
the
that?
line.
What the fuck is up
Yeah,
with that?
that's where we draw the
What fuck is
line.
up with that?
And you look
What the fuck
nervous
is
as
up with
fuck.
that?
You look shaky.
I don't shake the hands of pussy.
You
I
look
don't shake the hands of
you look
fucking
like a
pussy.
creep. You look like a creep. You look like a creep.
pedophile.
Yeah, you look like a creep.
You do look like a pedophile. I mean, that's pretty damning.
You look nervous.
Considering your
You look.
message
You know what
is
you?
like
Chud. You know what you look like? You look guilty. Yeah, because you
Guilty.
know you fucking sold
Guilty.
out. Oh, you a Mark Fisher Marxist. You fucking sold out, you little bitch.
Dude. Oh, has raping him. No, it has raping him.
Who do you wrong with now? Who do you roll with now? Where's your principles, Chud? You roll with this community because they give you money and clout? Where's your principles? I thought you were a Marxist, Chud. What happened?
There's always got clout.
Yo, guys, y'all listen, we're making a critique of it in person. We're Maoist, struggle session, let's go. What's going on, bro? You sold out. You sold out for clout and you sold out for money. What happened? Yeah, so now you're Destiny's cocksucker. How far has that gotten you? It's a long and what are you? What are you? You in your 30s? You in your 30s? And this is what you're doing. You're rolling with all the kids in your 30s. Yeah, Chud, you are a man devoid of honor. You snaked me for that fucking community. Yes, you fucking did. You snaked me for that fucking community. Look at your fucking YouTube channels, how many hit pieces you have on me, how much you've lied about me, how much you slandered on me, taking shit out of context, spun shit. It's good content for hate to be generated against me to give me deplatform. But you a Marxist, right, Chud? You sold out. You sold out. What's that? Oh, did you say that? I don't remember you saying that. No, I remember you saying you thought it was funny. You want me to pull up the clips? I hope you learn your lesson. Don't talk all this shit online and be a little bitch in person like this. Looking nervous as fuck. Oh, but you thought I'd be different in person.
Dude, it is right. Look, Haz is mogging a little bit, but it's so funny seeing that it was just looking up at Chud like this, dude.
You thought I would be different in person.
Online, I should have expected you to be like this.
Oh, you thought I would be different in person. Has anyone ever like been mean to you in person?
No, they're all suck up pieces of shit.
Really?
But you're doing right now, yes.
I remember this stream as well. I remember this stream where they're pulling up like picture of Destiny when he was a kid and like hanging out. Dude, this was so weird, man. And they do like the height comparison.
No, they're all suck up pieces of shit.
This is why he pressed Chud and shit, by the way. This is why he went for them at the TwitchCon. Was because he got mocked so much for doing this.
Really?
But you're doing right now, yes.
It was like the most obvious, like trying to save face from like.
Yeah, you were so mean to me online. You were in my last fucking Discord, bullying my fucking ex and bullying me.
Okay, no, let's.
And now in real life, you're like, yo, let's sit down and have a chat.
Thank you for the 499 jiggle.
We are gonna sit down and have a chat.
We are sitting down and having
just like I was in a Discord call with you.
Yeah, but in Discord, you were way meaner than you are now. Now you're more amenable to me.
Hey, Haas, didn't you say you were gonna fight Destiny?
Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah, wait. We did last time. Weren't you like, oh, see what the debate?
And here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Having a Coke and a orange juice.
And I sized you up, and you're not taller than me.
ChudLogic.
You gonna cry?
He was.
So angry, man.
I'm so angry. I was having such a good. Bro, Chud. I know this is. You showed your face in public, right?
Yeah.
And it took a lot of courage. But you shouldn't have. I'm just telling you that. You should have kept your anonymous profile picture. You should have never shown your face. You know that?
Is that what you've got?
I'm telling you the truth. You should have. You seemed way more powerful. You seemed way more powerful when you were anonymous, but now that we can see your face, it's so pathetic.
Dude.
Like, this is what you look like? Wow. Wow. Give me what you got. You got nothing. You got nothing. That's sad. You a sellout. We're going to remember that, Chud. You a sellout. Yeah. Yeah, run away, little bitch. Go ahead, get yourself on. Who's this guy?
Popping off on YouTube.
Slender Man. Who's this?
Slender Man.
Wicked Supreme. I don't know who the fuck you are. Yeah. I bet you get 20 views.
What's that?
I bet you get 20 views.
What's that?
I can't hear you because you're short.
I can't hear you over all your friends.
Over all my friends? Like I wish I had friends like you did, right? Because you guys are all real friends. You never snake each other. You never betray each other. All of y'all are real friends, right? It's a real community. Sounds about right. Why is there so much aggression?
Crazy saying this to Supreme with all the shit that went down with Supreme, man. Literally everything. The DK stuff where he was trying to convince Chud that DK was bad for his business because he was ruining the Destiny connection. Then there's obviously then fucking Destiny then snaking Supreme and accusing him of basically grooming Pixie. Like literally he did hit some true notes here. He was hitting some points here. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to him.
Sounds about right. Why is there so much aggression and like hatred and vitriol on the internet, but you guys are so chill in real life? What's up with this?
I'm typically not pretty hateful in my content.
But like my income gets taken away, I get banned from Twitch, I lose my platform, everyone's celebrating. That's a lot of damage to me. So you guys enjoy doing damage to me.
Are we your therapist?
No, I'm saying, why are you a little bitch in person? who's so chill. Why are you so chill in person? You celebrated my ban, but you're chill in person. So you do damage to me on the internet, but not in person. I don't know what the fuck your reputation is. You a Destiny Orbiter.
Why are you making these accusations that I'm aggressive but chill in person?
Because every single one of you celebrated my ban from Twitch. Oh, yeah, you did. You said you thought it was hilarious. Yeah, you did. You sold out your principles, Chud. Yeah, you did. You did. You a Mark Fisher Marxist, right?
Make, like, good videos about us, actually.
Yeah.
You used to make nice videos about us. And then as soon as when you saw that caught you heat, you started...
So, Chud, is this capitalist realism? What is this? You're a Mark Fisher Marxist, right? You've got nothing.
That's because you've got so much bitch
But that's what I'm like on stream, aren't I? That's how I am on the internet, isn't it? So why would I be different in person?
Yeah, you're literally like schizo, multi-hour streams about us and shit, and then when you get here in person, you got nothing to say. So why do you got so much to say on your 200 viewer Andy fucking stream? And then when you get here in person, you got nothing to say. Well, I'm saying if you're saying this bullshit online, you should be able to say it to our faces.
Wait,
right?
Chud, what's a lol cow? What does that mean? Because
Chud.
Chud,
Chud. You haven't done videos about me. You haven't done streams about me. You want to put money on that right now? You want to put money on that? You've never done a stream. You've never done a full video about me, anything like that. Let's do it.
So Chud, let me ask you a question. This is something you do. So I go on stream, and I'm having a good time, and then what you do is you react to it like it's serious, and then I'm stupid, right? So it's like I'm doing something funny.
Now this was the problem with Haz, is he would do jokes where the joke is that he looks stupid, but then you would see about the fact that people thought he looked stupid. This was like the most annoying thing. This is the most annoying character trait has is he can't commit to the bit and accept looking dumb. He has to try and claw it back and say, no, I'm actually cool. I'm actually cool. Every time he has to do that. It's like with the two-hole thing. It's like, I don't think he was initially joking when he said the two-hole thing. But then he kept, like, he did start joking about it, but then he kept having to reaffirm to people that he was joking about it. It's like, it's just funny. If you fuck it up and then lean into it, just do that. That's funny. But don't do the gay shit where you're constantly back and forwards between, oh, I'm joking. Oh, no, I'm serious now, guys. It's like, okay. I do actually have a Jackson Hinkle compilation from around this time. What sort of stuff was Jackson Hinkle saying at this point? What might have Chud covered?
Part of an attempt to cancel me. There was people sharing all these clips out of context over the weekend.
Yeah, you do have a lot of dumb fucking things you've said, and people clip it together because you are a dumbass.
You know, some of the clips that were I stand by everything I said. I stand by everything I said.
I do everything for the clout. Nice. You will never see me do something not for the clout. That's the only way I operate. My approach is like, be the nice guy, but at the end of the day, it's all a facade, and like it leaves girls hurt. So I've seen it too many times. At least with Haz, you're gonna get an honest man up front.
So you're saying you objectify women on the low? Haz just seems a little
I told you like 3 times on this stream that I'm literally engaged in exploiting women for their clout at this point in my life. If I like you enough, maybe you don't have to sleep on the street in front of my apartment. I personally don't want strong-minded like shorties up in my shit because I want to be the one manipulating them and exploiting them. When I bring chicks to my place, I only have 2 toothbrushes. One is for me, and one I use for every other chick that I bring over to my house, and I tell them that it's a new toothbrush and it's only for them. Cats have 9 lives, so if a pussy's got more than 10 bodies, she's dead to me. By the end of our relationship, your confidence shattered. Your bank account emptier than it is right now. I will be the one who comes out on top. The real question is whether or not you have followers for me to exploit. I learned all the matching signs for sexual compatibility. So she said some shit as to like what zodiac sign she was. I'm like, I'm a Gemini. Oh my God, we're so sexually compatible. I'm a Virgo.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm a dickhead. I'd hope you'd say I'm not a dickhead. But do I have? I mean, like, I don't think what I said is even like near like dickhead levels. What did I say? I said I made a joke, and then the other thing I said was that Vosh is creepy, and I'm not creepy, and I'll probably finesse your girlfriend. That's all I said. I don't think that's even close to dickhead levels.
Yeah, you do have a lot of dumb fucking things you've said, and people clip it together because you are a dumbass.
Okay.
Part of an
gay compilation, but the clips are really good.
Intentionally funny, and then you think you're so smart, you go on stream and you're like, look how ridiculous Haz is. It's like, bro, wait, I don't want to be ableist or whatever, but like, do you have like a thing that doesn't allow you to detect humor?
That's just good content, isn't it?
But no, it's not just good content, isn't it? You're just like, you're making it seem like I'm an absurd and ridiculous person because I'm intentionally doing.
Just one you. Come on, can we do it?
What's up? Why are you in my VC?
Oh, somebody said you wanted me to VC?
No.
Oh, go on, chat. All right.
Okay.
Doing those things to make fun of people, but apparently it's serious, right? I just want to understand, like, what is that angle? It don't make any sense.
That's it. It's simple as that.
So you mean you mean Destiny's community is positively receptive to it?
Well, not just Destiny's community. Like a lot of people.
Vosh's?
Well, I mean, I don't know if they want to list it off, but yeah, a lot
Who
of people.
who else? Who else?
Why are you so focused on the different fucking communities?
What other community is interested in
What
it?
does that matter? People like watching it. That's as simple as that.
Okay, but nobody watches your fat ass because you have your camera off.
Yeah, that's right. No one watches mine.
So nobody can call you fat. I would never do that because that'd be mean, right? But nobody can call you that because you're anonymous. But I just did a face for it. But I put myself out there. But I put and it was so courageous, and you thought no one was gonna roast you for it, right?
Well, I'm not racist.
Because it was so courageous.
You're ugly, you're fat, you're a pedophile. That's all you've got for me.
But I'm short. What's that?
Is this your content?
Hold on. Do you agree with what he just said? What he just said? Do you agree with it? Okay. Wicked Supreme, Slender Man. Here he is.
How many views you got on the
What's that? 1,000. Yeah. Yeah. As a what?
Fortson tracker.
A Fortson tracker?
Your high school math guy.
Yeah, you got the wrong dude, you fucking dumbass. Oh, what's my name? Tell me my name. Tell me my name. Tell me my name. Tell me. No, we'll see right now. Tell me my name. You guys seem to know so much, like how I take Russian money too, right? So what's my name? Why do we have to see? Why can't we know now? Oh, we will see. We will see. We will see. That is it. So what are you guys NPCs? So what's up? This is how you're gonna spend your evening?
Yeah, we're gonna spend our evening hanging out with our friends at the convention we were invited to, and we're gonna go out to parties that we were invited to as well.
Oh yeah, parties. We're gonna go to parties. We're doing this.
Wow, that's
When
exciting.
you're not a
Yeah.
fucking psycho, you have
Kelly Jean? Kelly Jean cameo?
Mate, I'm an American. What are you talking about? I'm an American. 1776 will commence again. The British Empire's tentacles will not control this country any longer, miss, ma'am. Oi. What's up?
Oh, and there we go. There we go. Did you see that? What was that?
Oi. What's up?
Oh. We see him? Here he is.
How you doing, man? What's up?
Oh,
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't
I
spot him
wrote it.
before. I didn't spot him before.
What's up, sir? Someone play Oblivion music. The NPCs are broken. They got nothing to say.
You going to parties now? Have friends in the area?
Whoop!
Or-
Whoop!
No?
Whoop! Whoop!
None of that?
Look at this. It's a whole panorama.
Anybody else are gonna follow around and yell at tonight?
Dude, what are you trying to do? Like what is the angle you're coming from at this? Are you just you're just passive. Yeah. You see Chud, your recent YouTube stream, the first thing you did was react to my content, right? Oh yeah, you can't remember.
Can't remember.
You can't remember, right? Okay, he can't remember. Okay, his memory a bit foggy. Why, you want to hang out with us?
I'm curious what you guys are gonna do.
You want to hang out with us? Why are you so curious?
Yeah.
Why are you so curious? He knows a lot about our content.
We're being featured on it.
He knows
So,
a
you know,
lot.
we
He
just
knows a
wanna see
lot
what's
about our
going on,
content.
really.
Okay.
Jackson!
What's up? Sorry, are you streaming? Don't stream me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, don't.
I think
Are you banned?
Yeah, we both are.
Okay, never mind. I don't know who that is. That's just a famed person.
Don't want him to bite the dust.
Dude, let's just do a standoff. Whoever leaves first, right? But as soon as you turn around and leave, I'm gonna call you a little bitch for running away. Yeah. All right. It seems like you don't want to do it because you don't want to be called a little bitch. Okay. What's up with you? What? A picture? Who are you? Are you a fan? Okay. Let's get a picture, sure.
Thanks so much. 4-7 gang, let's go.
What's that?
Wait, what did you just say?
Are you a fan? Okay. Let's get a picture, sure.
Thanks so much, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, 4-7 gang, let's go.
4-7 gang.
I'm on her
Oh, come back. Don't run away, little bitch.
What did he say?
That dude was like, wasn't he my height?
What did he say?
I don't know, he said 4'7" gang, and he ran away.
He's wider than he is tall.
He said 4'7" gang, and then ran away. Like really scared. Like, okay. That's what they look like in person. Do you guys see what that guy looked like? Did I show him on camera?
I don't know.
Okay. So, yeah, that's this. But we are now, okay? They just got banned from Twitch. This was like a month after Haz and Hinkle had an article come out. A bunch of articles come out on the same day, basically accusing them of taking Russian money and being Russian propaganda agents. And then all the mainstream platforms banned them all in one day. So that's why we're so upset. So that's this little side tangent. Okay, little side tangent. Now I don't have. There's just so much shit that's lost, man. So many of these streams are just gone, so I can't fill in everything. But there were a bunch of just like little streams that happened. I remember watching streams of like, I think it was like Destiny hanging out with Erudite and Nick. That's when I realized how short Nick was. And then there was like, oh man, there were a bunch of just different streams happening where stuff was going on. Now, we're going to go back to Chud's stream from today, okay? Because we got fresh new info. But wait, no, I need to explain something else first. Okay, so, the reason the information that Chud is about to leak matters is because around this time, the Rhyzohm bridge fell apart, okay? And it was never fully clear quite why Chud and Rhyzohm fully broke up. Okay. There are a few things that happened around the same time. Obviously, that was at the start of October, I believe, that TwitchCon. Now, in December marked 6 months since the Spicy Chat bet. You'll remember earlier we mentioned the Spicy Chat bet made between Rhyzohm and DK for $100 that it would be 6 months. In 6 months, Spicy Chat would exist or be gone. It was obviously still there. So DK won that bet. But Rhyzohm wouldn't pay. And Chud was asked by me and DK and others, get Rhyzohm to pay this bet. Get Rhyzohm to pay his fucking... Tell Rhyzohm to pay his fucking bet. And Chud was like, I can't really do that. We're not really on good terms. All this sort of shit. And so, me and DK, well, DK paid, but for my Discord, we parked discord.gg/Rhyzohm. Because Rhyzohm's server had run out of boosts. And so his vanity URL was available to be taken. So when the bet elapsed, DK started paying to have his vanity URL taken for my Discord. And Rhyzohm had like a total meltdown at Chud, I think, behind the scenes, basically trying to get him to change it. Chud was like, there's nothing I can do. And, yeah, and so then we started saying that the bet had increased. The bet payout had increased. Rhyzohm was going to have to cover the cost of the server boosts when he comes to pay the bet. He's obviously still never paid the bet, and we don't have the vanity URL anymore. So he did just totally bitch out and not do anything. But either way, there had been something that happened between Chud and Rhyzohm at this TwitchCon. And no one quite knew what. But today, we finally got answers, guys. We finally, after years, have answers from Chud about how him and Rhyzohm fell out. So let's get. Look, we're here.
Card posting Colombo thing. Yeah, I meant to get around to that, but I just forgot. Dude, there's always little things like that I just forget about. It's a BBC News was get rid of Chud's inbox. Over the impression that like if they put it in twice, I'm more personally find this interesting. The thing is, bro, process is what can I cover that can go to first thought stat? What like it is? Yeah, it is just like there's a lot of politics happening. Sometimes, I'd be like, nah, that's not, not really down with that. Something to do with like, and he got pulled on by right wingers. Dude, the whole free speech thing is such a mess, right? It's such an absolute wretched mess. And the reason for that is because...
Oh, let's actually... I think he's going to talk about Hassan shit and stuff like that here. So let's actually watch from here.
Yeah. Grom's had a tweet saying, I support Hassan, free speech matters, and he got pulled on by right wingers. Dude, the whole free speech thing is such a mess, right? It's such an absolute wretched mess. And the reason for that is because, unfortunately, it has been the case, generally speaking, that progressives or lefties have tended to not be concerned or care about righties having their kind of speech restricted, taken away, removed off a platform, and so on, right? But now, the Israel stuff has made it so that it doesn't really matter if you're a right-winger or a left-winger. You know, if you have got a strong take on Israel, I mean, in some cases it can be anti-Semitic, but just a very strong take, or it's like, you know, controversial or something. Like, that can be negative, you know, you can be negatively impacted upon by that. But righties aren't inclined to care about it happening to lefties, because they're looking thinking, well, this has happened to us loads, you've said nothing about it, so why should I give a fuck about your speech being restricted? And in some cases, it could be like a Trump card that actually wants, you know, wants to support Trump. So they support things that otherwise wouldn't, like someone's speech being restricted. Like it's all very like complicated. There's like personal vendettas in there. There's political alignments that means you may well defend, defend something you'd otherwise criticize. It's team sports. It's very complicated, you know. And it's like I try and be fairly consistent in what I think about it, but it is tricky because it's like, you know, you got someone there. Let's say you had someone who had celebrated and called for like, you know, everyone's speech to be restricted. You know, this right winger should be taken down. That right winger should be taken down. What if they get taken down? Well, at that point, what do? Do you go, well, I believe I've got a principled position. I therefore support their right to speech regardless. I think that's generally what you should do. But you just kind of come across like kind of a cuck. Do you know what I mean? So I get it, right? I get Grums being railed upon. Like I think Grums is probably fair and correct to say that. But I get why people are a bit pissed off because like Hassan wouldn't give two fucks if some rightoid got taken down for some sort of speech, you know? But then I think you still should have like a principled view on it. It's kind of like an eye for an eye, and the whole world's blind. That's what it comes down to, really. And it's like, I don't know, I feel like at some point we've just got to draw a line under all of it. Like, I think, you know, what my dream vision is that one day we all look at each other and we go, hang on a minute, we've all been fucked by this now. There have been very bitter disagreements and issues and personal vendettas about this in the past.
Hey, this is literally never going to be the case. This is like John Lennon Imagine type shit. You just have to try and force people to be principled about it. Charlie's giving a very John Lennon Imagine take here. Maybe one day, right-wingers and left-wingers will all just realise that censorship's bad. No, whoever feels like they can censor at any given time is going to try and push for censorship. And you have to, well, yeah, he did say it's like a John Lennon Imagine. That is true, I'll give him credit. He does obviously know that. But it's just like, no, you do kind of just have to stand on principle when it happens, right? Like, you just have to be one of the people that's contributing to the principle and not getting swept with the wave or ignoring it.
We've all been affected by this. We should probably be more consistent in supporting each other's right to speech, even up to and including, you know, arguing against people getting removed from platforms. Beyond that legally even, but like, you know, we should probably all just agree, and then we should probably back each other up, even if we substantially disagree, that we shouldn't get removed from platforms. I mean, that's obviously pie in the sky and it's not going to happen. But what is it, like, I just feel like we're too far gone with all this petty, bitter, like, well, you didn't care when Riot's got removed, so I'm not going to care when you got removed. It's just ridiculous, and it's just, where do you go with that? It's just not particularly
Unfortunately, even if it's not reciprocated, sometimes you have to defend people's rights, you know?
These big tech platforms have got all the fucking power to do what they want one way or another with you. And everyone's just bickering amongst themselves, laughing as each other get banned. And it's just like, oh, fuck, man. I get it. I get why it's happening, but it's just, we'll just stop being retarded and just, you know, lock in and realise the issue is not one thing. It's like anyone getting taken down for whatever reason is potentially fucked, and we need to kind of assess that and think about that rather than just instinctively be sidescucked. But we don't need to be friends. You can be bitter enemies with someone, but you can you can hate someone. You can think they're the worst person going, but you can still surely, as long as they're not doing anything completely crazy, you can surely look at someone getting like excised from a platform for unreasonable or like excessive reasons and be like, okay, that's fucked up. Just like, am I insane? Does it not feel like we've really just lost the ability to do that? Like people just aren't able to say. I mean, dude, it is the thing. I disagree with what you say, but I'll defend my death your right to say it. It's literally that basic principle of speech that we've just lost now, that we need to get back desperately. Everyone's too stubborn, too sidescucked, too bitter about things that have happened in the past. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just, you know,
Can we just be real? Like, actually, it's such an indictment on, and not like you need this proven to you in any way, but it is such an indictment on fucking DGGers that they will stick with Destiny when Pisco is right there. He is a better debater. He is smarter. He is more honest, and he's more principled from everything I've seen so far. I've seen a decent amount of Pisco over the last couple of years. If you want the thing that Destiny purports to have been providing, yeah, true. Maybe he's too much of a soft talker, but I mean, he's getting better with that. To be fair, I've said he needs to be out there raping people more, and I did see him raping in some of those videos. I'm saying raping people. I don't mean rape. Not rape's bad. Rape's bad. I'm using rape as a colorful language for debate owning. Okay. Yeah, the DDoS kid argument that changed my mind. I used to defend the DDoS kid stuff, and Pisco totally changed my mind on that stuff. So yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Super interested in it. I don't really follow that closely. I just see little snippets here and there, you know? Like, I mean, I think I watched like 5 minutes of Pisco talking about...
Yeah, exactly. That is the blade of grass thing. That is the blade of grass debate, I'm pretty sure. It's like, how many times can someone come to your lawn and take a blade of grass before you can shoot them or whatever?
You know, and he was kind of arguing for, like, Hassan having speech and strongly disagree. And, you know, what he was saying was quite convincing to me. It's like, you know, he had that consistency of principle that you should not be discriminated against for your speech in America. And I'm like, yeah, like, why can't everyone just think like that? You know, like, have your disagreements and have your arguments. Well, no, I don't really watch, you know, I think I watched the last time I watched Pisco was when he disowned Destiny. And then I watched a bit of his debate with Drew Pavlo about Islamic, Muslim, Pakistani gangs.
Pisco won that debate too. Drew Pavlo won.
So many people are too willing to ban principles for an own on some internet personality they
Drew
hate.
Pavlo fucking retarded in that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Like, you know, I don't know, man. It's frustrating, but who knows? Maybe in the future things will get better. You never know, do you? You never know. Never know what the future holds. It's hard job. People get bitter when one side gets treated unfairly, and as time goes on, resentment grows. Yep. Yeah, it's like there's so much resentment for lefties who are now feeling the pinch with some of the cancel culture stuff over the Israel-Palestine stuff. And obviously, righties are not interested. They don't want to hear it. They're not bothered. They're like, don't care. When we were getting fucked, you said nothing. Now you're getting fucked. Unlucky. Weekly back in the day rant. I don't know, man. I'm just fucking talking. I don't know. Concerning. I always try and
So he's yapping here, okay? Loose lips here. He's absolutely yapping. So Chud's about to spill some very salacious details about his TwitchCon soon, okay, guys? So strap in.
In the hope that maybe the favour might be returned. Not even a favour, but that kind of like adherence to a principle people hopefully recognise, and then, you know, they will have a reasonable say on it when it happens to you.
I don't want to oversell it. It's not that salacious, but it is a little bit fun.
Anyway, guys, just some thoughts, just some finishing thoughts of mine for the week. Got a lot on my mind at the moment. A lot on my mind. Also, yeah, I'm going to be basically like... The school holiday's coming up, basically. That's the simplest way I can think to explain it. So it's going to be quite hectic, I think. But at some point, my kids are going to stay with my mother. And I'm going to stay here and obviously work. So that'll be good for them. That'll be like their little like holiday.
Unc got some shit to say.
That'll be like a holiday for the year. Because this year I can't. I mean, normally I take them away somewhere, but I actually can't really afford to because everything is just going towards the house at the moment. You know, it's like, I mean, maybe people wouldn't want to see me if I went anyway. But it's like, why didn't I go to VidCon? Because, like, you know, people ask me about it, and I was thinking about it, but it's just, you know, the flight's £1,000. Accommodation will be probably, you know, £700, £800. That's £1,800 straight away. You know, that's like just sucked away from getting the house.
Joey Butterweepo, either just trolling or legitimately too retarded to understand the argument. You actually can shoot a kid for... Okay, I won't say it like that. But the point isn't that it's wrong to do. It's totally wrong to do. It's that Destiny did not exhaust all of his options. At a certain point, if your internet is always down, you are literally being starved out and you have no other option to make money and you can't do anything. Yes, you can. You can actually take action at that point. If there is actually no way to remedy your problem. When you're forced into the position, you shouldn't be at the whims of someone else. But the point is that we have processes in society for addressing things like that, and Destiny did not make any reasonable attempt to engage with them. He just went straight to wanting to kill his kid. That is the reality.
Did you contact anyone regarding house renovations? I didn't, but I did a little bit of research and I asked around. And I just don't think that it's going to happen. It's too much. Yeah, I could probably work on a house over time and do it up room by room, but I need somewhere to move into, really. Why would you? Every photo with other creators is going to get dragged up in 2 years when everyone hates each other. That is so true. That happened when I went to TwitchCon in 2022. And I'm there in pictures with like irrelevant. Yeah, it's basically the Destiny Orbiters. Basically just Destiny Orbiters. And now you look back on it and you're like, well, we didn't talk anymore. We didn't talk anymore. Don't like them. They don't like me. It's just changed. It is funny. But yeah, maybe next year. We'll see.
Chud was talking about buying a fixer-upper house. Dude, what? Why? Did you not make enough money to get a decent house? What is the fetus? Is that someone's name in chat or something? What are you guys? Where is that even? Where are you getting that from? Where is that even coming from?
We're gonna get to see some Don Lips pictures soon. Yeah, I saw him mention that he's going to VidCon, so he's I think taking a week off. Listen, I know there's nothing I can do to stop people doing it. But I do wish people wouldn't fucking pester him.
Oh, it was a chat. Okay, it was a chat.
It's just,
dude, that's
know,
gross.
It
the hell?
He doesn't have to get involved. Like, why are people trying to force the issue?
What the?
He's definitely got more willpower than me because dude, I could not stop myself from getting into it. But yeah. Nick's on his own. Oh, wait. Are you saying Nicholas Diorio fat? Wow. I'm just now hearing this for the first time. I think he's lost weight, hasn't he? Like, I mean, since because there's pictures that float around about him that all his all the villains use against him with a green t-shirt picture. But I think he's actually lost weight since then. He's just got an Italian physique, you know? Italian physique. Mamma mia. Too much gabagool. But yeah, I mean, I've not, you know. The only person, I always see people mention it in passing, but I've not really got into it in any great detail. The only person I've spoken to about it, I think, is Aiden. Because, you know, I just wanted to ask him, be like, you know, were you like super impressed about me doing the Boblax thing? And obviously we talked about it a bit. But yeah, you know, whenever there's been, even like with the Dark Viper stuff, like obviously there's some people I, you know, spoke to about it. Like, funny enough, I messaged Nicholas and spoke to Nicholas about it, you know, because I mean, I think we'd only really just started kind of talking properly. And I was a bit like, I didn't understand what to make of it and what to think of it. But, you know, like I tend not to like want to influence how people do it. If you know what I mean? I don't want to be like, oh, yeah, well, the thing is, you know, Dark Viper's and you need to do this, this, and this. I just let people say what they want to say about it, and that's it, you know? Anyway, there's going to be multiple Bad and Banana vids upcoming. Yeah, dude, Bad and Banana's just like a kind of weird freak, so I tend not to be that interested in stuff he's up to. All this talk, and there's a picture of a black guy in the background. DV watched the entire GTA 6 trailer on stream without saying a single word. Well, I won't say too much about that because I don't know whether that's true or not. I guess I can take your word for it. The trailers are just as copyright protected as any other piece of media. You know, just because it's an advert doesn't mean that it isn't protected by copyright. There's this perception that because it's an advert, you can just watch it, and that's it. It's not actually true. Obviously, you know, obviously, I don't care. I don't give two fucks about if you want to watch a trailer and say nothing. I mean, what does it matter at the end of the day? Yeah.
Okay.
What do I think about that? We've had like bitter fights in the past. I just don't care anymore. I'm like, whatever. Maybe I should get that spun up again. I mean, he obviously is just a total hypocrite on React content. You know, he's one. Worst fight I had with someone. The worst fight I had was probably the Mutar stuff. The reason for that is that I felt like very trapped in terms of what my maneuvering options, because it's like I kind of, you know, I knew that I was onto something and I knew that I'd been fucked over, but it's like he was like connected with people and he's a massive YouTuber. There was stuff I couldn't perceive of him like talking to other big YouTubers about stuff. It was just like, I was a bit raped basically, and all I could really do is just kind of like, you know, go off what I was being told, which led to me believing a bunch of bullshit basically. And I remember messaging DK being like, dude, I'm just totally raped. There's nothing more I can do. Like, just do what you can with that segment and I'm going to move on. But then I think when that Harmful Opinions video came out, and there was a clip of me saying like, you know, this person got swept for, blah, 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 it's fucking obscene, da, da, da. That was kind of a turning point, I think, because it's like, okay. Because the thing is, it's like, you know, if you're a small YouTuber against a big YouTuber, you kind of rely on other people talking about it in order for you to be able to move forward. And then if you think about it, that video comes out, I talk about it, and then eventually I end up in a call with Mutar. So it's like that there's a process there, and then, you know, because the thing is like, I look back on that and I think, well, if I'd have been a bit more precise and not as, you know, obviously I was being a bit performative, I probably should have been less performative and a bit more serious, all that stuff. But then it's like, that happens. And sometimes it's like, you don't necessarily need to...
Oh, Healer Klein in the chat?
Because other people look at it and then they talk about it, and then the narrative moves forward. So, like, when I spoke to Mutahar, there were things that happened in that call
Jews are not allowed to cry, that's what it means.
Like, what was it? Like, when he was acting like he had no idea about the kind of content that Nux used to do.
This is what it means.
And then it turns out he was on stream doing that exact content with him. It was like, yeah, you can piece that together. But you know, it's difficult to make that connection in the call because you don't necessarily know. And I didn't have like, it wasn't like people were messaging me going, Chuddy's lying about this, you know, here's the fucking thing to prove it. It was only after the people looked at it and then went and looked themselves, they were like, hang on a sec. No, Mutahar did know about this because he was on this video and on that video. So it's like things can happen, and then later on people put the pieces together, and then you're like, right, the case just builds. And also, yeah, Mutar's wife like fucking pulled the wool over my eyes too with those super chat messages. You know, that was that moment was the thing that really raped me to the bottom of, you know, I was in a ditch at that point, right? Because I thought it was like they weren't going to film the last episode, and that was a big part of it. And then it's like, oh, here's what happened, and it was explained in a coherent way that made sense. But it was like they're not going to do the last episode. And then I think on that stream right at the end, the last episode came out, and it was like, right, well, you know, that was the thing that made me think I do not know what's happening. There's stuff I can't see. There's stuff behind the scenes that is just completely, you know, outplaying my ability to perceive it. I'm fucked. I'm raped. That's it. But then when someone goes back and looks at it from A to B to C, you're like, hang on a sec, he said this, but then he said this, but then he said that, and then that happened, right? And then you can explain it in like a 20-minute video, and then that makes sense to people, and then you can watch it on stream, and then you can go, look, here's what happened, here's why there was a confusion, here's why there was a problem. Trusting, when was the first mistake there? Yeah, exactly. Rhyzohm was probably another one that was a bit rough because, you know, I was still kind of like a bit in with the lefties then.
Okay, here we go.
And, you know, it was like he was acting like a fucking idiot and being way too sensitive. And I should have just said that to him initially. Oh god, it's too much, dude. There's so much to explain. It's one of those if you know type situations.
Yeah? It's one of those if you know type situations.
Some of it is, yeah. Some of it is. But, you know.
Yo, what? Yo, does anyone know about this? Does anyone know about, if you know, guys.
I don't know if Kuihman was streaming back then. But that is the kind of thing that Kuihman would cover. If like another Rhyzohm tier drama happened now, Kuihman would do like fucking 10 segments about it and cut a bunch of odds. Like that's exactly in his fucking arena.
And I'm doing it right now. I'm doing the recap right now. I didn't even hear this bit of the stream.
Yeah, basically it was all about spicy chat.
Dude.
And Rhyzohm bet deep. Basically, the long and the short of it.
I literally didn't hear this bit. I didn't hear him mention. If that happened now, Kuihman would do 10 VODs about it, and then he explains a timeline. It's like I've literally just got done doing like a 2.5 hour recap segment of everything that happened here.
Bet DK.
Well, not everything. There's actually a lot more
chat
to
would be
it,
gone in 6 months.
Some of it is like there's like bits of it that aren't part, but it's just it'd be too nightmarish to sort through, man.
And then a whole bunch of drama happened, including the President Sunday drama. It's way too much to explain. I mean, dude, I should have gone a while ago, but I'm still here, I guess. I don't know. I'm just in the mood for a bit of rambling. But yeah. And then basically, Spicy Chat was still there after 6 months. DK was like wanting his money because he'd won the bet. And there had been like a very bitter falling out between Rhyzohm and DK. And so people in my community got wind of it, and then it became a meme and a thing of like going into Rhyzohm's Discord and like trying to get it and trying to talk about it. And it was brigading. It was like brigading at the time, right? Our Discord was brigading the Discord. And because I remember, like I woke basically.
Okay, I think he's slightly misportraying this. I don't believe it was quite brigading. Okay, I think someone said that someone should ask Rhyzohm about the bet, and then people did join. But it wasn't like people were saying, go join Rhyzohm server and asked about. I don't think that quite happened. I think it was quite like that.
Basically, I think I'd woken up and there was like clearly tons. Like,
yeah, no, wait. It was a Red Penny who was part of the community before anyway, part of Rhyzohm's community. It was one of those mods, I think, at one point. Red Penny was sent as a single person to ask Rhyzohm about the bet.
In a way that made it clear that something
I think Mantis went as well. I think Mantis may have gone too, but that's a separate thing.
But if you scroll back, there was no messages. And I looked into it, and it was like, yeah, people were like posting links to his Discord and shit. I was like, for fuck's sake, man, you know, this has gotten way too far. And I ended up like speaking to Rhyzohm about it, and you know, he wasn't really, he was too pissed off about it to really consider paying this bet. And I was like, I can't remember what I said. It's so long ago now, but it was just like, you know, look, I don't want to. It's a bit of a difficult situation for me, but like, you know. You made the bet, you don't want to pay it, whatever, but this is obviously, you know, people are pissed off because they see you as like a welcher, essentially. But anyway, it kind of left a bit kind of unresolved. And then I was covering a video about spicy chat because I used to do more like inter-community coverage when I was a smaller creator, but I don't really do that anymore. But I used to do more of that, and it was basically like a bunch of memes from spicy chat from the year. And there was some about Rhyzohm, and Rhyzohm messaged me and was like really pissed off with me for covering this video, and he was like banging on about I'm making it worse, drawing attention to it, and all this shit. And then I just fucking snapped. I don't know if it's lost the time or not, but there's a point where I'm just like angrily hammering at the keyboard. And it's come telling Rhyzohm to fuck off. I finally just snap and I'm like, yeah, you're fucking, this is ridiculous. You're way too fucking sensitive for this if this is a problem. You know, like, they were calling him like a fat weed smoker. And being harsh about it, sure, but it's like, but you are a fat black weed smoker. I mean, what the fuck do you want me to say? And then he like got really fucking like, oh well, I'm gonna be over here making $10,000 a month. Good luck with whatever you're doing. It was so fucking gay, man. But he ended up deleting that particular.
$10,000 a month. He was claiming. There's no way he's taking $10,000 a month now, dude.
Message before I could screenshot it because, you know, it was quite funny. But yeah, there was also, you know, I mean, I wasn't like super.
Yeah, maybe he made
concerned with,
8K
like,
one
massive
month.
public people to die. But it was just like so pathetic the way he was like coming to me privately and like moaning about the fact my Discord was being mean to him. It was fucking ridiculous. It was like, what? You know, he is like the typical example of someone who will lean on your relationship in order to get you to control their community about them.
Dude, I didn't hear any of this. I basically said the exact same thing like fucking 2 hours ago. I didn't hear any of this first bit. I said the same thing, didn't I? That he was trying to obviously pull fucking the friendship card with fucking Chud to try and shut down this part of Chud's community that he saw as like not a benefit to him or potentially damaging to his career. That this was some kind of, this was like an emerging threat almost, and he was desperately leaning on Chud trying to stop it. She's like, yeah, sound familiar? Sound familiar? Time's a flat circle. History repeats itself. All of that.
Like, they will put social pressure on you to suppress things your community are doing. And that is the most cancerous kind of person imaginable. And I can't think of anyone in my entire time doing this that has done it like to that level, to that aggressiveness of like directly contacting me about it. And it's so difficult to deal with because it's like, you know, it's like people have just got to accept that your community might not like them, and that's it. And you got to just go about your fucking business. And don't get me wrong, some stuff definitely like crossed the line. Like for example, the brigading thing was way too much, and people shouldn't have done that. I mean, that's literally against the fucking TOS. You get my Discord taken down. But like, just having a bunch of people talk shit about you, it's like you just got to not look at it, you know? Like, and the thing I don't get about it, right? I never look at other people's Discords. The only time I ever look at other people's Discords is if I'm skimming their React recommendations to see if there's anything that I've missed that might be interesting to talk about. That is it. The idea that you go into someone else's Discord and search your own name. I mean, what the fuck is your problem? Like, why are you doing that? I probably did that when I was like, you know, a 70 viewer Andy or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're getting to the details.
Like I might have done that back then when I was really small and wanted to figure out if people were like, you know, what they had to say and what they thought. I mean, yeah, I just don't even have time. I mean, you know, I don't care what people say about me. Well, obviously, I do care what people say about me, but I don't care what random shit is in Discord say about me, you know? Like, obviously, if someone in chat says something, I care about that because they're interacting with my community. But if it's in like a random play, I mean, even in my own Discord, I'm like, whatever. But like some random third-party Discord of another streamer that I happen to know, like, bro, what? Ridiculous. So yeah, I've never really understood that, to be honest. Never really grasped that concept. I'm going to go and look at something that might upset me and then get upset about it. Okay, well, you've kind of played yourself, haven't you, really? But yeah,
get to the point.
Stuff was kind of frustrating.
Get to the point.
The point of it was you look.
Wait, here we go. Here we go. Okay. So now he's going to talk about streamer nightmares. So this is a brief thing that we did kind of miss. Because I don't have any other VOD or anything like that to back it up or soak any of it to any real length. But Chud had this show idea with Rhyzohm called Streamer Nightmares, which he's going to explain. where they were gonna bring on small streamers to berate them. That was the idea. But Rhyzohm wanted it to be gay. And I mentioned something in chat, because I am in chat at this point now. I mentioned in chat about this guy called Ignoring Chat, which I am going to briefly explain. So, do you know who remembers Ignoring Chat? Does anyone remember this guy? He was like a Venezuelan guy who would like drink straight vodka out of the bottle on stream. And then one day, he just calls into Chud's during a segment. And he's like, sounds like erratic, like I can't remember exactly what he says, but he's like super erratic and like worried, and he sounds like something bad's gonna happen. And I think basically he gets shepherded off into a private call and talked off the ledge by Erudite. I think, if I remember correctly, I'm not 100% on that. I believe that's what happened. Is he was having like some total mental breakdown, basically like suicide posting on Chud's stream, and then got shepherded off, much like Tuna Chip, into the Erudite panic call. Oh, so he's dead now.
And then dude, I had this idea for this show, right? Back in the Twitch Bowl days. It was called Streamer Nightmares. And the point of it was you looked at a smaller streamer, you talked a bit of shit about what they were doing with the channel, pointed out where they were going wrong. You know, I was only like a 7,500 viewer Andy, but I'm looking at people that got like 2 or 3 viewers, you know? And then you know, basically end up hopefully talking to them and giving them some pointers and seeing if they can improve their stream. Yeah, because I'm a massive Gordon Ramsay fan, so it's kind of that nature. And then Rhyzohm, like, basically wormed his way into it and like wanted to be part of it, and I was kind of like, you know, we were on good terms at the time, so I agreed. But then he like kind of like made it like a bigger deal than it was ever meant to be. Wanted to do like promotion for it and all this other shit, and you know, wanted it to be like have a more friendly kind of edge or tone to it. I don't know, dude. It just kind of made it not what I wanted it to be, you know. And I should have just done it myself and done what I thought to do, done what I thought of it. And then like it never went anywhere. And you know, that's not even necessarily just right. Like that's me allowing someone to get involved. But we did like do one trial run. Okay, who remembers the name of the person we did it with? Because I think they changed their name off the back of the recommendation we gave them. But it just wasn't what I was thinking it was going to be. It was just kind of like too serious. It was too like really getting into it and being like, you know, this real fucking, you know, sharp analysis of their channel, and it was just like too cringe and too much. It's like, no, it was meant to be just, you know, railing on someone for a bit for being a shit streamer, and you talk to them. Was it Ignoring Chat? I think it was some sort of Robos or something. But I remember Ignoring Chat. I remember that name, but I can't remember all the drama about him. But yeah, dude. The Rhyzohm stuff. What happened at TwitchCon? What happened at TwitchCon?
Here we go.
Dude,
okay, we're finally here. Holy fuck. Here it is. The TwitchCon story.
Stuff that happened at TwitchCon. But the main thing that happened was that basically, right? I'll say it. I'll say it now. It's not even that big a deal, you know, in the grand scheme of things. But Rhyzohm was like a massive clout shark, right?
Massive.
He was like a crazy clout shark at TwitchCon.
He's like a clout megalodon.
And he was like, you know, trying to get in everyone's business, and he was trying to kind of like, you know, like there's a clip of him going up to Hassan. It's so fucking embarrassing, you know? He's trying to go up to Hassan, and he's like, being like, hey man, you know, I'm trying to get away from like the DGG crowd. I'm trying to get away from them, and you know, whatever. And this is after we had like a big debate with Hassan, and that then led him to find us and us to connect and us to talk and stuff, because he debated Hassan on like
Rhyzohm is friends with Peden now. Yeah, that's
true.
He
was like trying to get him with Hassan, and then like
so okay, wait, this is key.
And that then led him to find us and us to connect and us to talk and stuff, because he debated Hassan on like slurs against white people. And then he was like trying to get him with Hassan, and then like I think the day after that, he came for lunch with like me and some of the other Destiny orbiters and Destiny. So he was there to Hassan talking about how he wants to get away from DGG. And the next day he was like, you know, coming to a lunch, like a Destiny orbiter lunch essentially. And it's like, what? You know, just like the person in front of you, you're saying whatever you need to in order to get like a connection with them. But yeah, the thing that really kind of pissed me off is basically he was I can't remember which stream it was, but he was like knocking about with some of the lefty streamers, right? And he basically came up to me and was like, listen, Chud, you know.
Okay, so here we go. This is the story. Okay, guys, this is it. This is the key.
He basically came up to me and was like, listen, Chud, you know, listen, you know, some of these lefty streamers are gonna be coming around to the Airbnb later, and they're not really that fond of you. So I was wondering if, like, you know, you could maybe be somewhere else when they come around.
So this is it. So Rhyzohm, the B&B they were all sharing. Rhyzohm wants to invite round a bunch of lefty politics Twitch streamers, and they say to him, they say, "Oh, I would want to come, Rhyzohm, I would come to your Airbnb, but that ChudLogic guy is like a Nazi pedophile DGGer. That guy's like a Nazi DGG pedophile. I don't know if I feel comfortable coming around there, Rhyzohm." Rhyzohm's like, "No worries, I'll handle it." And he goes to Chud and he's like, "Chud, I was gonna invite some of these guys around, but I don't think they like you very much. Would you mind just like getting out of the house?" So you would just fucking lose it with this guy, no? You would absolutely fucking lose it with this piece of shit.
Around to the Airbnb later, and they're not really that fond of you. So I was wondering if, like, you know, you could maybe be somewhere else when they come around. And, you know, I was like nice about it. I wasn't like, you know, rude or anything.
He took it.
But it was just like, huh? Like, you know, what? Dude, and I'm really important was there as well. And he'd overheard that. And he was like, Jesus, man, what the fuck? You know, he was like a bit upset on my behalf about it. You know, he was like bothered on my behalf. And yeah, it's like, you know, yeah, make yourself scarce, exactly. And the thing is, right, it's no big deal to me because I had other stuff to do and other things to do, whatever. I might well have been out anyway. But isn't that like a real, like, shitter thing to do? You're so desperate to pursue whatever fucking clout you can get your fucking grubby little hands on that the person you've come to TwitchCon with, you're like, yeah, can you just fuck off for a bit from the place you paid for to stay at?
Yeah, they were splitting the cost.
So yeah, that really bothered me. And don't get me wrong, there'd have been some drama before that, and like him and DK had already fallen out. But that really cemented it for me of like, yeah, this guy is like, you know, just a total fucking clout shark. So yeah, that was, you know, that was the main thing that happened that, you know, really kind of like rubbed me up the wrong way. So yeah, it's not even that exciting. It's become like sort of like a sort of meme. Like, what happened at TwitchCon? It's like not even that big a deal. But yeah, I mean, you know, it was a total shitter thing to do.
I'm trying to find the other.
The thing is I look back on it and I think I was nice about it. But the thing is, what do you even do in that situation? Like, obviously, when it's on the internet, you can like go on your stream and talk a bunch of shit and fucking da da da. When it's like in real life and someone's like doing that, like you know, you end up looking like a fucking dickhead if you are too strong in response to that, and you've kind of just got to be like, you know, you kind of just got to fucking eat shit, really. I don't know. And also, it puts you in a position where it's like, say no. But that's what I'm saying, though, right? If you say no, right, what it comes across like is you're being petty at that point.
Are you like that? Fuck
you know
no.
What I mean?
Oh, if I paid to say for someone, fuck no.
It's like you just feel like you're petty. It's like, well, what? You say no, but then why would you want to be there when he's bringing around some shitter that doesn't like you? You know what I mean? Nah, dude, I don't want to fucking be there. At the end of the day, I don't even fucking care. Like, if someone wants to go and fucking network, fine. But like, I wasn't like really there for that super hard. I was just there to have a laugh with people that I knew and have a good time. But in any case, I mean, it's, you know, it's fucking like what, 3 years ago at this point.
So I can't find the clips, but there was another man. If we had just like the full streams of the TwitchCon stuff as well, that'd be amazing. But I don't think we do. But basically, there's another TwitchCon story as well about Wick. I believe, Wick basically showed up to TwitchCon with nowhere to stay, I think. And basically sofa surfed at TwitchCon. Trying to just stay at people's places, as far as I understand. And there's like a photo of him and Ginger Ramoth and all those people. He's got like his hand on her leg. And then there's another story where apparently Wick... The claim is, okay, that Wick got like spiked with LSD or shrooms or something. And was like tripping like crazy. Yes, Wick lied about being dosed at a party because he got too weird getting fucked up. Yeah. And he said he was like tripping or whatever, dude. Oh, man. Where are the clips about this? Fuck. Man. Let me look through some of these VODs. Let me look for tripping in Chud's videos. Guilt tripping, no. Dude, can I find this? I'm searching. Okay, guys, I'm just filling air right now while I search for this. One moment. Where is it? It's got to be here somewhere. I'm gonna find it. I'm literally totally searching right now. I've got to find this. I have to find the stories, man. Yes, this is hardcore rerunning. Yes. It is. Guys, I'm gonna play music for a while. Look, okay, just
rooms and that. And a sofa at our Airbnb. Even he used to go by Death of Certainty. Quick.
Okay, here's Wicklaw. Okay.
Look right in the camera and point to it.
He doesn't realize, bro. He doesn't.
Yeah,
realize.
I'm looking at the camera and you point. You can clearly see it. It's pretty clear.
That's the tooth that got replaced with.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so no, I didn't rob my audience.
Can you point to it again? How many?
So, bro, dude, if you don't know who this guy is and what this is about, it's so the lore is so deep on this. But the long story short is that Wick had a GoFundMe or another fundraising thing for his tooth. He had some problem with one of his front teeth, right? Basically, Wick used to be a completely like wretched fucking loser that had 5 viewers on Twitch, right? He was like a complete nobody. He used to go by Death of Certainty. So with this, he had this like chipped tooth that he wasn't actually able to like fix himself or pay for himself. When I went to TwitchCon in 2022, we let him stay at our place and he stayed on like a sofa, basically. So he had to sleep on a sofa at TwitchCon.
Yeah, okay.
And, you know, that's how fucking wretched he was. He couldn't even like afford a place to come to TwitchCon. He had to crash on a sofa at our Airbnb. And yeah, one of the funny things that happened there, right? Still don't know how this happened. Someone had bought mushrooms.
I wish I had them talking about it at the time, man. Fuck.
Airbnb, right? I'm not really into psychedelics, so I didn't partake myself. But obviously some people took mushrooms and that. And Wick somehow accidentally took mushrooms. And he was like, I didn't see him when he was high. But apparently, yeah, he accidentally took mushrooms and then later was telling everyone about how he accidentally ended up taking mushrooms. It was tripping the light fantastic. No idea. No idea how he managed to do that. That's just the kind of guy that Wick is. He just accidentally takes mushrooms. I mean, maybe he took them on purpose and he was coping about it. I don't know. But yes. He's like very much a like little funny character. Do you know what I mean? He was never like anything meaningful. He was just like a shitter that hosted panels. And he's like the king of lame, worthless platitudes.
Okay. There we go. Okay, I finally got that. Autism sated. Found a clip of Chud talking about this. It's not the old stuff, unfortunately. But I did manage to back that up, which is... There we go. Wow. What an awesome rerun segment, guys. What an awesome recap segment we just did there. Awesome stuff, guys. There's fucking nothing going on. Oh my god.